Astec safety. This must be the place, boys. Huh. About right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out. Nice spot.
Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brett? I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby. There he is. Rescue mode. Putting out fires for these guys already. Okay. Dukes, extra jackets. Cooling rink is warmer by a mile.
I think we're on, Chris.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Astec Safety Challenge. We're here in Lloydminster, Canada's border city. Got a good matchup here tonight with Team Libbus against Team Pierce. I'm Chris McQuid, alongside Brandon Cookson, bringing you tonight's action. Welcome, Brandon.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, good to be doing this the second night in a row. Yeah, so we've got Team Pierce here throwing the yellow rocks, and they have Hammer here in end number 1. Team Pierce has lead Nicholas Umbach, second Matthew McCready, third Cody Johnston, and skip Brent Pierce.
And Team Libbus out of Okotoks, skipped by Jacob Libbus, third Nathan Malberg, second Zachary Pollock, and lead Michael Hendricks. They were runners-up at the 2023 Alberta Boston Pizza Cup qualifier, and will be heading back to the 2024 version here to decide who represents Alberta at the 2024 Montana's Brier.
Yeah, and I was just commenting in the earlier draw with Team Brent Pierce, and they lost in a very close extra end game versus Team Carruthers with Brad Jacobs skipping. Very close game, but now this is a seaside battle to stay alive. So loser goes home and winner advances on in the seaside.
Yeah, a little extra pressure here, eh, Brandon?
Yeah, big game here for both teams, of course. So we know we'll have a tight one. You know, early on we might see both teams, you know, potentially playing a little bit more conservatively. Don't want to be giving up big ends early. You know, they want to keep this close with a chance of elimination on the line.
Libbus sitting 1 top 4. Looks like they're going to bring this one in for a tight guard.
Yeah, good placement early. And of course, Team Pierce here is already throwing the corner guard, trying to generate some offense. Team Pierce has already had a great year so far on the BC Tour. They won the 2023 Prestige Hotels and Resorts Curling Classic and the Kamloops Crown of Curling. Brent, of course, himself has won the BC provincial title 4 times, and is also a Canadian Brier champion and world champion with Greg McCauley out of BC. He won that in 2000. I think that was back when it was the old, I don't think we have that in the notes here, but I think it was when it was the old Labatt Brier, of course,
yeah,
now this
2000,
year.
Or was it Nokia then? I can't even
It's
recall.
close,
You know,
yeah, I know,
that
yeah.
range.
McDonald's, Labatt, Nokia, and now, of course, we're the Montana's Brier. It'll be
Yeah.
an interesting 2024.
Absolutely.
So we're just playing with the audio a little bit, so we'll see what the players say here. We're just gonna play with this a little bit and make sure it's not too loud.
As the Team Pierce tried the run back there and ended up sticking it, so they did get one, but Libbus still has one buried, just outside of the top foot of the 4 foot there. And this one looks like it's going deep. You could hear them say 13-10. It'll be on the back. And Brandon, you were in earlier today doing some games, and is it still about that 14.5 draw weight we're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it was holding up throughout the game, which is just another testament to how great the ice makers have done throughout the event here. John Wall, of course, coming in and working with the local ice makers, Brian and Graydon, and they've done a great job. The speed has held up beautifully. We're even getting up to 15 seconds. So
Team Pierce will over curl on this run back attempt and drive it by the red stone. Libbus still sits one.
Got team Evan, team Dunstone here. Yeah. We have Thirsty Brian Parsons. And down there at the far end.
Libbus will look to replace this guard again.
yeah, and a good situation already here for Team Libbus, of course. Without hammer, they're looking for the force here. You know, they've got one in the top 8 foot, so probably not a really great steal opportunity, but at least the force at a minimum.
Yeah, and I think you said it right there. Teams are just kind of feeling each other out here still, playing a pretty conservative end. Not expecting a lot of chances here early on.
Yeah, and both teams, you know, we talked about this in previous streams, you know, both are really getting ramped up towards their respective, I should say, provincial championships. Team Brent Pierce, of course, getting ready for the 2024 BC Provincial Tankard, and then, of course, Team Libbus is in the Alberta Provincial Championships coming up in a couple weeks.
Libbus has come a little bit deep here, and it looks like Pierce is going to take a shot at the double.
This one, okay. Yeah.
And Johnston delivers this stone, looking for the double. And he'll hit it right on the nose and make it 3-0.
Beautiful shot there. That helps a lot.
Libbus keeping their foot on the gas pedal, looking to come around that center guard now, that tight center guard.
Yeah, great shot again by Cody Johnston. And yeah, this is Team Libbus third, Nathan Molberg. The tough thing about, of course, coming around the corner with this draw is it is a yellow guard, so Team Pierce will have a pretty easy, straightforward run back regardless. So you don't even want to totally bury this. Even if you were half buried around that guard, that would be better.
Make that run back a little tougher on them with the angles again?
Yeah, make the run back a little tough. And then, you know, because if you were totally buried and then make the run back and nut it, then they're not totally buried, of course. So still good opportunity, though, for Team Libbus to maybe get a force out of this end.
The sweepers are really dragging this here now. Pretty nice result there, really great weight. Just didn't quite finish as much as they may have liked. But it is offset, as he said, it'll make that run back a little bit tougher, so really good result.
Yeah, I do like where that rock landed. Again, not totally buried. The reason again why that's, you know, good that they didn't totally bury that rock, if they make this perfectly, Team Brent Pierce, they won't have both rocks totally dead buried. Of course, if Team Libbus got that dead buried, a straight nose run back would have
Looks close here on this attempt from Pierce. A great
Yeah.
run back.
Yeah, nice shot by Cody Johnston.
Two back-to-back great run backs for Johnston there.
Yeah, and of course at this level they are looking to stick those run backs, so still a good result there. But you know, at this level they do want to hit those and still stick around the rings. They're such perfectionists at this level, and they want to keep the pressure on because this does leave a chance for Skip Jacob Libbus here to get around and be buried. Again, probably doesn't want to be again totally buried. If he's showing a piece, that's great.
Jacob Libbus delivering his first here.
Yeah, and you can hear Jacob saying right over his hand he added and was a pretty big extension and lots of rotation on this one. Sweepers on and off here. This does look like it's running heavy. And Cody Johnston trying to encourage this out the back of the house, gets it back 8.
Spin in behind there again.
Yeah, and not bad. This might it's one that rock that could lead to a force, but not exactly where they want. This does open up the door for Team Brent Pierce to put one in top 8, biting the 4, and he can set up for his 2 points here early on. And of course, you want to set the tone for these games early on. Yeah, and we'll get a time here on this one too. Again,
Pierce pointing out there, Libbus throwing quite a bit of rotation on their rocks, so maybe tough to get a read off their own.
Yeah, of course, could hear the team talking about that, and we observed that too, and that's just the way they throw. If they're doing that consistently, of course, that's really the key to success. But, we've talked about before.
So the guys are having to go hard on this one to get it by that top guard here. And they are just going to rack on that top center guard.
Yes.
And roll away into the house.
Yeah. Exuberant Brent Pierce, he knew he was tight on that one, was calling them on right away, of course.
Libbus will look to hit, and will he want to roll underneath here, Brandon, and really put the pressure on?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, doesn't need to be totally buried on this one. If you do overroll, then that leaves Brent just that in-turn draw for a single. So yeah, half buried would be great. Very precise hit and roll here. There's a good look at Jacob Libbus, the young skip.
As he deals his last to the end.
And they've got his Zachary Polyak on the high side there, looking for the carve to get some finish. Good result. Yeah, like this will lead to the force. They want to, make it a little bit more harder getting that inside roll, but it's a great result.
And he was making him switch sides of the sheet here too, Brandon. I can imagine that outturn is a little untested here for him.
Yeah, and we didn't see the draw the bun pass they were taking, but I know they would have warmed this side up, so they should have a good idea on what the speed is. Yeah, Team Libbus, this would have been the goal of their end, though. They would have wanted to force Team Pierce. So great end by Team Libbus. This was, again, like we said, the objective of this end.
Yep.
And we'll get a time here on Brent Pierce's last stone draw. Big last stone draw for Brent Pierce. Needs a bite of the 4 here.
Little bit.
And they're calling hard line early. He's tight again.
They're really going on this. Try to get by that top center again. Will they get it by here?
I've got a quick time. He is hitting the guard.
They may still get it. A great effort on the sweep there to save that. Save
and
that
that does look like one yellow. Great sweep by the front end.
Great job to stay on that. And,
Yeah, and I got 14, so yeah, that would have been maybe slightly heavy, back 8, back 12. So great sweep by the team, and a good little tick there, you know.
Team Pierce takes their one, and Libbus successfully mission accomplished. I guess had the force in the first end here.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah, and we'll take a time to recognize the sponsors of the Astec Safety Challenge. Thanks to everybody for their support. So that's Bandit Energy Services, Synergy Credit Union, Bexon Construction Limited, Border Inn and Suites, T-Bar 1, Cooperators, Jason Arden and Associates, L&L Oilfield, 1061 GOAT, Strathcona Resources Limited, Velocity Truck Centers, and of course the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression Limited. And they've been involved, of course, with the curling scenes for years now. We've talked about in other broadcasts, you know, the support of other teams like Team Martin and Team Cooey over the years. It's great to see that kind of, you know, investment into the game, and, you know, brings a lot for these top level curlers, all that support.
And thanks to Astec Safety for putting on this fantastic event in the Border City. So Team Libbus will take their shot at the hammer here now and try to generate that deuce. She'll settle right on the pin.
Yeah, and I guess I imagine this is probably the lineup that they usually do for Team Libbus. Of course, Jacob is the last rock thrower, but looks like he is last rock thrower and kind of sweeping. Looks like Nathan Molberg, throwing third rocks, is skipping and calling the game.
And they'll put up the corner guard.
Yeah, an aggressive call. I like that. You know, trying to generate some points in the even ends. We always talk about scoreboard management. This is the end you'd want to score, you know, ideally. Second end, you know, good opportunity to put some points on the board. And ideally, they would want that corner guard a bit tighter, but it's a good spot. We're seeing, you know, in earlier draws, even when if the guards aren't quite tight enough and you're coming around to the wings, you know, the teams with this great ice surface and the amount of curl are still able to chase and dig those rocks out.
I know watching the broadcast earlier today, we're really seeing the sweepers carve some of those in there. So just some really great finish on this ice.
Yes, definitely.
Looking for the halfway tight center guard here. And Libbus will elect to come around that center and freeze onto the yellow shot rock.
Yeah, and you could see the two skips talking. They're just confirming, of course, if it's on the center line, of course. And that's just a reminder to everyone, all the viewers, they are playing the no tick zone rule here. So because that rock is on the center line, Libbus isn't playing, of course, the tick. They're playing the come around. But if they happen to be tight, crash the guard, it would be taken off because you can't take any of the guards off that center line.
And is this the second year of that rule being in effect, Brandon?
I believe, yes, yeah, second full year of it being on tour. Of course, they tested out with the Grand Slams. And this is just kind of that big release we talk about. Yeah, lots of release and rotation. And just got that wide and heavy.
It's going to settle back 12 for Team Libbus.
Yeah, not what... and you heard the players say, how did that stop? They got 12-8 on that.
Wow.
Got out into a fresher path, of course, a little wider than their draw the bump path, which is probably a little slower out there. Good opportunity, though, here for Team Pierce, you know, without hammer. Can get another one in a good spot on the center line here, top 12, top 8 foot, and really put the pressure on Team Libbus.
Looking really good here.
Yeah, it's
For that
perfect
full 8, top
line.
4, might be just a little short of that, but
I'm
still
back
a really nice
against
spot,
it.
second shot.
Yeah, well-managed team shot. Perfect sweeping weight, and Umbach and Johnston were able to drag that into a great position.
Looking at the run back here, Brandon.
Yeah, and it's a good call. I do like this call to clear up this center. Of course, Team Libbus with Hammer, ideally they can connect on this. And a lot of these teams, these are critical to connect on, get some rocks going.
We're down to one sweeper here.
Yeah, and a nice shot.
Really nice. Got 2, almost caught the back one on the way by too, but
Yeah,
I
and
don't think they'll be happy with that result.
yeah, and the really more important than even just getting the one that was, half in the 8-foot was getting that guard off the center line. That was really nice, gives them a chance, opens up that center line, and, Brent Pierce is staying on, keep leaving his foot on the gas here. He's throwing the guard. Aggressive call, but I
Yeah.
do like the guard. I know you said you're watching some of the earlier streams, Chris. Any surprises for you so far that you've noticed with
Well, I
the
saw
teams
that
and the results?
the Gushu score was a bit of a surprise today. I thought that'd be a tighter game, and
Yes.
Gushu really came out hot in that game. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but definitely surprised with the score.
Super, and that game, of course, I don't think that game was, on any of the streaming sheets, but yeah, after 4 ends, it was definitely interesting, especially because Team Retorna is the top team in the world. They have just been on fire this year, but of course, they're in the B side. I expect them to rebound because they've just been so good. I think the other surprise for me has been Team Botcher. Of course, we'll keep you updated on their game there on Sheet 6 and on streaming sheet, but they are, of course, slugging it out on the C side now.
Yeah,
Kind of
they are.
the favorites, being sponsored by Astec Safety and really helping, lead and bring this event and all the players here to Lloydminster. It is surprising that they've, lost their first 2 games again, yeah, in the C side.
Yeah, they'll definitely be some fan favorites, so hopefully the crowd can get behind them here and
Yes.
on to victory on the seaside.
Yeah, and they are playing Team Hood from New Zealand on Sheet 6. We'll keep you updated on that game as we go along.
Pierce will like to replace this guard here again. How do the emotions of the Pierce team come into play here? They just finished a really tight game there, an extra end. It's probably been a long day for them, and have to come right back in here and play an elimination game right away.
Yeah, and they have had a busy schedule for sure. I believe this is their 5th game. So lots of games, and they came off such a tight extra end win. That was such a back and forth game. Both teams playing so well. It can go either way, right? You can still have some adrenaline, or you can start to run on fumes. Playing these late evening games. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that factors in, especially as we go into the later ends here.
I think if anybody's feeling sluggish, you take a quick run outside in that minus 50 wind chill today, and that'll wake a person right up.
Absolutely, yeah. Super cold, of course, and that was potentially a concern, of course, about the ice tightening up when it does get cold. Any natural curling rink, of course, when it's that cold outside, the ice will tighten up and get a little bit straighter, and the speed will be a little bit slower. But the ice conditions have remained just fantastic for these top curlers in the world, which is just great to see.
You're gonna take a shot at this port here, Brandon, it looks like.
Yeah, and I do like the call if it's there. It'd be interesting if we could get a view from our view from the front again.
Yeah, worst case, I guess you tick that center guard perhaps and leave it open. There's a
Yeah.
great shot of that
You
port.
betcha. Yeah, you can drive a truck through that,
Yeah.
Chris, as they say. Definitely tight, but the miss here would be just peeling off that center guard if you were to ever be a little tight and just rack the center. At least you clear that off. But I think a good opportunity, you make this good and you can set up for a multiple point end. Huge shot here for third Nathan Molberg.
Not playing a ton of weight at this either, just a nice control weight.
Quiet weight. First shot of second end here. And they've got Michael Hendricks here on the carve. Now they're on the straight.
Looks really
Very
close here.
close.
Wow.
Oh,
Just kissed that
and they
outside red rock.
overcalled it. They're actually calling it to be straight. They're calling the straight and actually just need to curl slightly. Very close.
Couldn't get much closer than that.
Yeah, very good attempt. And of course, like we said, Chris, that was the wrong guard. If they're going to rub
That's
any
right,
of it,
yeah.
they rubbed the outside one and left that yellow guard in a great position for Team Pierce.
You talk about, what is this, a positive miss, I guess, and
Yeah, the pro side
the
missed.
pro side, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't missed on the wrong side on that one. And now they're in a ton of trouble. That was kind of a end-changing shot, really a swing shot for sure.
Here's a look to sink another one in here and really put the pressure on Libbus to generate their deuce, or maybe just come out of it with a score at all here.
Yes, absolutely.
Fell there.
This is looking to come in here really nice. Sweepers
Yep.
are guiding it right up to that other yellow. Maybe just a hair short. There we go, top four. Great spot.
Yeah.
Did hear him say it over curled a little bit from where they wanted it.
Yeah, I think it did for sure. You know, it's overcurled the guard. You know, they could, give that port another shot, the one that we said you could drive the truck through. But I do like this. They've changed gears and they're playing the run back. I think this is a right call. If you ever racked, again, the guard on that port, they're just going to replace that guard and make it even better. This is a very difficult shot, a critical shot already early on in this game.
Down the middle.
Good discussion here by the teams.
Yeah, and just figuring out the ice for this run back, you can hear Team Brent Pierce just chatting. Yeah, again, huge shot here for Nathan Mulberg. Needs to make contact on these rocks.
You can see quite a bit of rotation on this rock too, holding it straighter. They need a little curl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a great shot. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's going to remove everything. We've got a clean house.
Yeah, perfect
Absolute
shot by
pistol there.
Nathan Mulberg and great sweep to get that to curl by Michael Henricks. Beautiful shot.
Definitely worth taking another look at this one. What a great shot.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. That's huge. They were looking at a potential steal scenario, even a multi-point steal. It still does leave, though, however, an opportunity for Team Pierce. They can still get one wrapped around. The bonus here, though, for Libbus, of course, if they are forced to another run back, it's their own color they'd be running in.
Is this another scenario, Brandon? They might want to just kind of show a piece of this so it's not that straight run back where they can nose it and bury it.
I think so, right? Because you never want, and you hear a lot of the top teams talk about that, just to leave, a little bit kind of, teasing them, right? You just leave like a quarter or half just so they can't. Again, the teams are so good at making those perfect run back sticks. So I do like that call, Chris.
Brent Pierce delivers his first stone of the second end. Looking to sink one somewhere behind this red guard on the center line. Sweepers are
Yeah,
off
and
it
they're
now.
calling back 4.
So it's coming down here now. Oh, come to
Brent
rest
Pierce
just
does
about
not
touching the
want them
button
to
there.
sweep. Yeah, and it's a nice shot. Maybe, 6 inches deeper, half a foot deeper than he would have wanted. But good spot.
Yeah, and that's no easy run back if they do take that approach. That's a long distance there. Looks like they do have a little bit of room on this out-turn side to maybe pick it, or
Yeah, I don't mind that call, Chris. Again, connecting with these run backs, yeah, it is a long one. Again, they just made it, but they're tricky for sure. And they have opted for that shot, the chase, which you drew up.
I think they might look at this, hitting this and then rolling off to the corner there and still try to get their deuce out of it.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of weight they're throwing. I didn't see the call. Yeah, again, he's talking about if they miss the run back, they're just guarding. Probably a hack weight here.
Yeah, looks like given the ice he's taken, they definitely want this to stick around somewhere. So.
First rock of the second end here for Jacob Libbus. Looking for just a quiet weight, hit and roll.
Sweepers are on and off. This looks like we're pretty close here.
Yeah, and now Michael Hendricks is on it for the curl.
I'm just gonna roll a little far. Will it stick around? And it will.
Yeah, and that's a great shot. You know, Team Pierce is likely gonna have to hit this. I don't think they'll take the risk with taking the draw. If they don't hit it, then and play the draw, you know, might leave an opening for Libbus to get 2 points. Not an easy hit by any means, though. This is in a wide path in a fresh area that they haven't played on the sheet yet.
They could get a little hit and maybe roll to the inside here with that double coverage on the guards. It may be a tough to get a blank out of this as well.
Yeah, we'll listen into the players here. Call control weight.
Brent Pierce gets set to deliver his last of the end.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if he can, but if he could potentially, you know, nose and get just like a hair low, he'd have to get very tight to the guard. Might get this buried, and then, you know, that takes away the blank for Team Libbus and would force him to make a draw just for a single.
A lot of the cities still located in Alberta.
Brent refocusing here.
Yeah.
Where he delivers this shot.
I'll control weight after some further discussion just with the front end.
Looking for control weight on this.
I'm back on the curl now, trying to get this to move over.
Will get a little flop to the inside? No, just stick right there, or maybe just a hair to the outside.
Yeah, and that's a good shot. That was definitely a tricky spot, like we talked about. New spot on the ice that they haven't played. It does leave the blank for Team Libbus. I think both teams will be happy with this end. Important to really, you know, of course, these look really easy, you know, when you're watching, you know, on the screen, but, you know, you really have to focus on these shots. You know, you want to hit that nice half rock. That's what you're always looking for. And you don't need to throw, you know, crazy peel at these, just a nice firm weight.
Trust your sweepers to keep it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Last shot here of the second M for Jacob Libbus, looking for the blank. Just cleaning it in. Looks like a nice throw.
And the blank he will get. At the end of 2, Team Pierce leads Libbus 1-0, but Libbus does retain the hammer heading into end 3.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world. creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, we'll have to catch up. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, sounds good. We'll catch you around. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, so we start the third end of play. Libbus retains the hammer.
Yeah, and a good set. Both teams will be fine with that second end, as we talked about. As a blank end. Not always exciting for the people watching the stream, but that's when we're talking about that scoreboard management. Both teams were setting up, of course, early on in that end. Pierce was really setting up for a steal, and that was that beautiful run back by
Yeah,
Nathan Old
it's really an
Mulberg.
end changer there.
It was. And that's just how these teams are so good at those run backs. It changes the end, and then it often leads to those blank ends more often than not. Ends where you think, oh, it's a steal or a multiple point end. They just connect on one of those big weight shots and entirely changes, the complexion of the end.
Looks like the teams are shifting gears here and playing a fairly open end. They chase that first rock in and exchanging hits now. This just a matter of Libbus playing the scoreboard, do you think, or just taking your foot off the gas for a bit, getting a little bit of a mental refresh for an end? And
I think if anybody might want the mental refresh, it might be Pierce. Just of course, we just saw they came off the ice, so they're probably okay with this strategy, just taking a couple ends and getting their bearings. And could be a scoreboard management thing too, as well. Of course, like we talked about, Libbus scoring in that even second end. We thought he'd press hard for the score there, and it ended up in the blanks. So, a couple blanks here. There's nothing wrong with that. And figuring out mapping the sheet. That's what these teams are going to try and do in these ends. See, they're not going to throw them down there with hard normal weight. They're going to throw control weight takeouts, see how it's curling and really map the sheet to figure that out. Of course, it won't be mapping it out in terms of draw speed, but they'll be seeing a lot of hit lines.
yeah, great point. Yeah, as you see play move over to the side now with that roll. And another nice clean control hit here.
Yeah, and just even looking around the rink, of course, the MMP VIP lounge is just popping again. You can see lots of the locals just loving taking in this late night action.
Yeah, we've got such great fanfare here in Lloydminster.
Yeah.
Just shows the desire there was for a good curling event like this. So really great to see.
It's been so packed, even on the Thursday, on yesterday it was, and I'm sure we'll just see the crowds getting bigger and bigger as we go into the weekend. It's awesome to see. It just shows the support for this event has been phenomenal, and the volunteers, everybody really rallying around to make this such a world-class event is so cool to see.
I know where we're sitting, the kitchen's not far from us, and it sure smells good back there too. So
the buffets, everything that they're doing everything they can to make this a great event. They're also having a lot of fun activities over at the Lloydminster exhibition. Lots of cool events and family friendly. They're watching the streams there. They have it on big screen and cool curling, hot shots, all that kind of fun stuff.
yeah, definitely get down there and see Ron Tibble for the cool curling tournament. I think Lori Makachuk's involved in that as well, and you can win a cart full of groceries, $500 I hear. So that's
Yeah.
definitely worth going and
Chris
throwing a few
is
rocks at.
absolutely going in for the groceries. He's in it to win it. Groceries ain't cheap, so that's a good call.
That's right. This might be a good time to look at some of the other scores we have going on out there too, Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So on sheet 3, we have Guzgans versus Weeb. So that's a battle of a team from Manitoba versus the Netherlands, and it's tied 2-2 after 3 ends. Weeb has the hammer in end number 4. Of course, our game is 1-0 for Team Pierce. On sheet number 5, the other live stream game, we have Team Botcher is up to, we're just actually seeing they're posting that score on sheet 5. We don't have a bottom score yet. We'll get back to you on that. On sheet 6 is Team Botcher versus Team Hood, and they're tied up 1-1 after 2 ends. Team Hood has hammer in end number 3.
Yeah, so some tight games here this evening. We're getting into that nitty gritty now, where you can lose, you go home, and I don't think anybody wants to call their tournament that early. So
Yeah. And these are all, of course, seaside battles out here tonight. So they are going to go down to the wire. Of course, we're seeing that. Like we kind of talked about, we anticipated this might be a little bit of a conservative game early with, it's do or die, right? So nobody wants to give up any of those big ends early on in the game. So they are going to make sure they're playing them close.
we get down into third rocks, and still just one rock in play. Looking for the hit and stick.
Challenge Evan Dagenhart with Ian Isaacson here as we settle into the final draw of the second day. The Astec Safety Pro Challenge, and a bit of a nice run from Dunstone in the second end to pick up 3 with the hammer, and now it's off the plan to see what kind of damage you can do.
Yeah, now we've got the update on the score from sheet 5. Sounds like Team Dunstone picked up a big 3 in the second end, so they've got the 3-2 lead over Team Schneider. So it's 3-2 for Dunstone, and they're currently playing in end number 3, Schneider with a hammer. I know we'll be, in a lot of the games, this earlier this evening in the earlier draw, we were, keeping a very close eye on the other sheets, especially as they're getting into the end. There are going to be a lot of exciting finishes.
Yeah, there was a couple of extra end finishes here this afternoon.
Yeah.
I had just arrived at the club there and saw a couple of great shots to end the game there.
Yeah, I anticipate more of the same tonight.
Johnston will look just to hit this on the nose.
Yeah, and just good execution on these ends. Again, these open takeouts look so automatic, but from any curler who watches these and has played, they are not, of course. You gotta make sure you're maintaining your focus even on these ends. They can seem easy, and yes, it is a little bit of a mental break, but you still gotta maintain your focus and throw good, positive throw on these shots. This final third rocks of the third end here.
A nice roll there to the outside, change that path again a little.
Absolutely. Chris's favorite style. This is how we get into the riveting commentating action.
Absolutely.
Very interesting to see how Team Pierce will, continue to evolve and, how they'll use this as building, towards their provincial championships. I know they'd be a favorite, definitely on BC. They have had a successful season, and Pierce, one of the most experienced skips out here for sure. So this event critical, of course, as they build towards those championships.
Yeah, this is an exciting time of year for a curling fan getting into the playdown season, and
yeah,
you
absolutely.
a great bonus field like this too. So it's it may be cold outside, but lots of good curling action to look forward to.
Yeah, and these teams really they are really dialing in this time of the year because if you don't do well in playdowns, the season is very short. You play before the new year and you play a lot of spiels, and then if you don't do well in playdowns, your season's essentially over. So, they're really trying to dial in, of course, and this event is so key in helping them. And a lot of course, the top teams that are in the slams next week in Red Deer are using this as a big building block to build to that.
So we'll be getting into some trickier shots here now as the rocks have moved closer to the front of the house. So that does come into play where you have to roll to stay in the house. Hey, Brandon.
Yeah, and forced him to change turns here. This inside out should curl a lot.
And they will nose and stay out of the house.
Yeah, and I still don't, even though it is out of the rings, I don't expect Brent Pierce to play the draw. And now, as I'm talking, it looks like he's playing the draw. I'm very surprised by this, to be honest. It's not that great of a chance at the force. Oh,
I
this
guess-
is his last rock. It is a great chance at the force. It's a good call, Chris.
Well,
I'm just eating my words now. I thought this was first skip rocks.
I mean, would you consider just hitting that red one to not give the chance at the split if your draw wasn't successful for some reason?
No, I do like this call. Make ourselves look awfully silly. I was doing that previously to my co-commentator this evening, and now, I've just put my foot in my own mouth here, of course.
I think those watching at home will forgive you, Brandon.
Oh, I hope so. Still recovering from this great buffet and the food at the Lloydminster Curling Club. It's a great.
That's fair. So Pierce will look for the draw here, perhaps bury this behind that red guard just on the 4-foot line.
Yeah, Matthew McCready on the curl trying to get this to finish. And you can see the angle on his broom that he is trying to essentially knife it.
Weight looks great, but they're going to need a little finish of this, and they won't quite get it. So
yeah,
that rock mostly fully exposed, I think, Brandon.
Yeah, perfect weight. Yeah, just not the right line. And they were talking about that before Brent went to throw. He's talking about this is ice to get to center. It did take less, but just didn't quite have that figured out. It was a good attempt again. Is perfect weight. Again, a good throw required. Again, like we talked about, these blanks aren't straightforward. Jacob will need a good throw here, half a rock. Yeah, looking for the blank here in the third end to take hammer into 4.
Did just throw this turn, so should be fairly familiar, hopefully. Same spot here. Sweeping this right out of his hand
early,
here.
and he is not happy with the throw.
But he will hit half a rock and roll out to blank and retain hammer.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He is not happy with the throw early, and the sweepers were able to hold that.
So after 3 ends of play complete, Pierce still leads Libbus 1-0, and Libbus will have the hammer heading into 4. Got a tight one here tonight, Brandon.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we'll be back. We'll have a quick word from the sponsors.
Yeah, and we'll thank these sponsors that make this great event possible. Boundary Ford, Lloydminster Agricultural Exhibition Association, the Players Tour, Canadian Angus, Lloydminster Curling Club, Click Before You Dig, RL Electric, the Tent Guys,
Fountain Tire, Excel Insurance Lloydminster, Industrial Scientific, Musgrave Agencies, and of course the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
Thank you all for your generous support.
Top 4. T. Coming down. Leave it, guys. Top 4. Curling. Top 8. Top 4. Top 4. Curling. T. It's curling. Still T. Curling a lot. Curling a lot. Okay. Good.
Yeah, fourth end action here in this game with Team Libbus versus Team Pierce in the Astec Safety Challenge. Again, this is a C event game. Loser will be eliminated with the winner advancing on the C division here.
go in and watch them break through.
I love that. Nice shot.
And it looks like we are game on again this end, Brennan.
Yeah, and I like the call, of course. Libbus has, thrown the corner guard, so we will have some rocks in play this end. Team Pierce has went in top 4, and the call here was to go throw a tight guard.
Being the even ends, I would think Libbus would really like to score their deuce here.
Yeah, you think he will go hard for it this end. I'm sure we will see some rocks in play. Nathan Molberg, who is calling the game, is going to mix it up here. And great setup by lead Nicholas Umbach. He's got those rocks lined up perfectly down the center line, top 4, and nice guard, good and tight to the rings, not too long to allow them to play an easy chase with a hidden roll. So call here with Michael Hendricks with his second shot is the come around freeze.
He gets there. Are we taking a 2 bet? Man, I don't know. Third double? I mean, I got a 2 spot up on you, so you're in my pocket right now.
This is looking pretty good coming down here.
Yeah, and Jacob Libbus has been head down the entire way.
Oh, and they did just wick off that center guard and will roll away under the corner there.
Yeah, and of course, critical that Jacob stayed down that the whole way. If they did move that guard off the center line, all the rocks would have had to been moved back. Again, that's a reminder, we're playing the 5 rock no tick rule in addition to the 5 rock free guard zone.
That's really, as the quality of play has gotten so good, they've had to look at ways to generate offense and make it a little tougher on these teams.
Yeah, and the best teams in the world, like we've already seen it, we saw that in the second end. Those teams will still find ways to get those blank ends. They're so good at those clearing shots and those run backs. So a lot of the fans, and people watching streams and on TV will say those blank ends are boring. A lot of times they're not. There's still lots of rocks in play.
Yeah, if you just were to look at the results, sometimes it may not seem like much happened, but as we saw there that a couple ends ago, one big shot can sure make an end look different.
Absolutely.
And they'll put up another long center there. And looks like they're looking for the double peel here, Brandon. Possibly get all 3 moving.
Yeah, there definitely is a combination for all 3. It's about 2/3 of a rock. Very precise shot.
I think this is where we would use our telestrators if we
Absolutely
had them.
draw
Draw
the
this out,
arrows.
yeah,
Of course,
the game's very easy from up here.
talk about the 90-degree angles and
That's right.
everything, which we know so well.
This will be a straight peel and a good catch there to not let their teammate fall down.
Yeah, you betcha. Feel like, we have that kind of rapport that I'd, catch you if you fall out of the booth here too, Chris. So,
thanks, Brandon. That is reassuring.
Yes, absolutely. That's what makes the best teammates. When you fall on your ass, they'll be there to pick you up, hopefully. So
That's right. Pierce looking to come around here again, Brandon, or are they
I
looking
do
at this
believe
guard?
they
I think
called
they're
the guard, high guard, and they don't want to leave that same angle of which they had on the previous one. They don't want it halfway, really. The tighter these 2 rocks are together, the easier the double peel will be.
And just coming in pretty close to it here and at an angle that maybe they can do some damage with these.
Yeah, they definitely can. Yeah, he's called Nathan Molberg, calling the game, has called for 2/3 of a rock for the double peel. They're just trying to avoid jamming on their red corner guard that's tight to the ring, so they have to hit a little bit thicker. Last rock here of second rock, I should say, for Zachary Polyak, looking for the double peel here.
And he has got it. Great
Yeah, and
shot.
played it the other way that they had talked about. Played it the thin way. That was a great shot.
Chris Pierce still does sit shot, almost full 4 there, and can replace that guard.
Yeah, another great clearing shot by Team Libbus.
It looks like Pierce was considering maybe hitting that red that's not biting and flopping over to the center. It is a dangerous rock sitting up there, I guess.
It is. I do like the guard for now. I like the guard because, we're talking about, generating a little bit more offense. If you're up a few more points, you definitely would look at getting rid of that. Yeah. And that's talking more about scoreboard management. That would help guarantee maybe a potential force. That call would likely lead to a blank end with a double by Team Libbus, however. First rock of the fourth end here for Cody Johnston.
And a good result here with another center guard. It'll force Libbus to deal with this.
Yeah, and he did leave a piece, but they left the right piece, of course, open, Chris, because you can see if they left the piece on the other side, they might play the chase and try and roll behind their corner guards. So they did leave the right part of that yellow rock open. So yeah, they are going for another run back. We of course saw Nathan Molberg a couple ends ago connect on an absolute beauty, so I expect him to be very close on this.
I expect he'd want to roll a little bit to the left as we're looking at it from here in the rink,
Yeah.
just to not allow that center guard to come behind for Pierce again.
Yeah, and they're playing kind of an interesting turn out. They're trying to cross the face. And that's probably just a comfort and something they practice.
And they'll stick that run back attempt.
Yeah, and very close, of course. A nice throw by Nathan Molberg, of course, wrong side of the inch on that one. Only positive, of course, now is, if they're playing another run back, of course, they have their own color up front to run in.
No, that's a good point.
They do have Team Pierce thinking, if you come in, you might be setting up a run back double, which is the tough part about coming in. You could also play a long guard.
Yeah, even maybe if you overlap that top center and take away that run back opportunity.
That's another option. That is such a the corner freeze on a guard. Corner freezes are, of course, we talk often about our favorite head coach, Dusty Makachuk.
Yeah, I believe the freeze is his favorite shot.
His favorite shot is the wide open freeze.
I've
on
heard
a
that before.
Wide open rock, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do the freeze would be a perfect shot. It's just so difficult. I think they have landed on a guard a little bit higher. We'll see.
They may be trying to come a little deeper even here.
Did they call for top 12?
Yeah, I'm thinking they may be coming a little deeper here and kind of that half buried like we talked about.
Yeah. Second rock here for Cody Johnston in the fourth end.
Line's good.
With a vision saying,
Line's good.
We'll get ready.
Hate to say I told you so, Chris.
Yeah, I think you were right here, Brent. I know they had talked about that, but
they were, and I like both calls. Neither are really wrong. You do have to execute on both. I think they're scared because Team Libbus has just been connecting on those run backs. They were scared to leave them a run back double.
I think the only thing this does open up is potentially that chance to come right around the yellow shot rock even, but they're not even looking at that. I don't know if I can quite finish there, so
yeah,
a good result overall.
Yeah, it was a nice spot, that guard. a little bit deeper potentially than they wanted, Team Pierce. But yeah, well executed. Yeah, and that's a good view of the house and the angles right now.
You think they're looking at that yellow onto red straight back?
It
Potential there?
looks like they are. I mean, your shot of the draw is another option. I don't really love coming around the yellow actually to get shot. I would almost like, a top 8, top 12 kind of thing, and making sure it's open so you could run it on your next. I like this though, they're wanting to guarantee the score. And Nathan has been really good at these run backs so far in this game. Definitely a tricky angle, of course, running 2 back. He's got to get this, be very accurate on this. It's a thick half, 2/3, it looks like.
And that again is another do or die game. Lose, you're gone. So pressure on for a lot of these teams.
Calling the
Sweepers
sweep
are on the
early,
there.
yeah.
Looks like they may overcurl a bit, and they will. Although they did get a double peel at the back there, so.
Yeah, not a bad result. The problem, of course, they left their red guard, and that is almost totally covering the yellow in the rings. So Pierce again has that option where he could play maybe a tight guard around the red, or and a tap, trying to draw a tap off his own yellow.
It's like they're going to send him down to the hack there to get a view of this and see how open it really is. Should be a piece of it sticking out, as you can see on our monitor. Not a whole lot, but it is a pretty high guard there too. So.
Yeah, like I think the chase is definitely there. You'd have to play it with that perfect control weight. We haven't seen them play, either teams play too many of those very precise hack kind of backline weight hits so far this game. So be a little bit of a guess on those. Yeah, and you heard Brent Pierce just say, let's put a little bit of pressure on them. Yeah, and they are calling that shot. They're trying to come right to the face of their own yellow and try and tap it back just ever so slightly. With T-line weight, key for this is you do not want to overthrow this. You want to have your sweepers engage with this shot. What you can't do is, be heavy and, hit this and roll open and set up a pretty easy double for Jacob Libbus.
Down to skip rocks here on sheet 4. Libbus has the hammer, but Pierce is, of course, sitting 1, top 4.
Yeah, and a great opportunity, like they said, to really put the pressure on Libbus here in the 4th end. Just confirming the speed with his front end. We'll get a time on this. The speed has, as we've talked about, held up just beautifully here at the Astec Safety Challenge at the Lloyd Curling Club.
Yep.
Sweepers called back 8. It's more weight than what he wanted.
We got lots of room here. Starting to curl in there now.
And now they are on the curl. Matthew McCready trying to get this to move. About 14 seconds. Was almost the exact speed he wanted. They just overswept it for the line slightly.
Yeah, definitely set up that double opportunity for Team Libbus here.
Yeah, and Brent Pierce isn't happy with that. He again had perfect weight, just needed more curl. And the other bonus of this is Libbus. It looks like he can make the double, which you kind of alluded to, Chris, and get right buried behind his corner and set up for a 2-ender.
You're a little tight on your hand, but it wasn't bad. I just wanted to hold up there early for a little bit.
Dunstone in a good position up two in the 4th end to trust his front end to make the play here.
It's the one.
That's some good discussion, making sure everybody's on the same page here before Libbus delivers a shot, an important shot for them.
Yeah, I did think that they would play that double, which we've talked about. The only tough thing about this call, Chris, is they make this good and they'll still have that yellow to promote that angle slash for Pierce. So
Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised they're not playing the double here, but that's
yeah,
why they're out there and I'm up here, Brent.
absolutely, yep.
Need this to curl in a little bit. They're going to try to carve it into the nose of this yellow.
Yeah.
They'll just catch a piece, but they will lose their shooter and roll out the side.
Yeah, and he did just overthrow that. I got 10-8, and they were looking for like back line, I believe. Just more weight than what they're looking for, I think was the big thing with that shot. So we got a good view of top of the house. Listen in to what their thought is for Team Pierce.
Well, I'd rather get the hammer back myself. If you have the opportunity to get the hammer back, it's hard to do it, right? Yeah. But I mean, I think back here makes it a very hard playing double. Yeah, we could try that. Could do that. Yeah, it's not terrible. No, I don't mind that. No, as long as we knows that he's pretty good, and we get about nose are inside. Nose are just slightly inside and push it to a little. Okay. All right. Let's. Let me know where it is. More weight. We need a little bit more weight. The outturn draw does look good though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so I think they've settled on the similar shot because he just played this on his first. They're playing, I think, that kind of intern tap bump.
They have switched gears here. You could hear him in the hack talk about the outturn draw and yeah, that in his head before he went down there. And as he got down there, it looked better and better. So.
Yeah, and sometimes the nice thing is when the skip comes down and they just confirm that, but it's always tricky to just change gears when you're in the hack.
Hit the rings, boys. Top four.
Looking for top 4 foot here to put the pressure on Team Libbus. Big last shot here for Brent Pierce here in the 4th end.
Go then. Rib. Top button. It's gonna die. It's gonna slow down. Rib. It's gonna slow down. It's curling. Right here.
This is something pretty good here, Brandon. They want to get past to top 4.
Yeah, it looks very close. I'm back on
That's a great spot.
Yeah.
One advantage Libbus does have here is that is a fairly high guard. So can they get to that and score here, Brandon?
I think they can. It's difficult. He does still have that intern double, which we were talking about on his first, which we were surprised he didn't play.
Sure. The only thing I can throw a nuke.
But that was just perfect rock management on that for Team Pierce and a really big team shot. You know, it wasn't just Brent Pierce throwing the perfect weight, you know, McCready and Umback at the front end and Johnston calling the line. They managed that perfectly, you know, were patient and then got that nice finish at the end.
They're talking about possibly making the double and blank here. You could hear Jacobs mention if he threw a nuke at it. So
I don't, yeah, and that's, I don't even think that's there, to be honest. And
it does look like it's jamming, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look like it jams all day.
When you look at it from the hack, it looks a little different. Down here, it looks like he can make it, but actually, where I put it's pretty good, right? Like, what can he do? Yeah. I don't think he can blank it.
I agree. I don't.
Yeah, let me go look down. If you pay for it, it's there. I think you're playing this. You're throwing like 13 then. Yeah.
Guard's pretty hot.
Yeah, so they are
Yeah.
Should go
in
easy.
between the two
Yeah, I mean,
shots.
considering how much the last one curled, I think we're good for curl here.
Yeah, good comment
that's
there
too
by
hard.
Libbus because he threw control weight and it
I think
still
this is
curled a
easier,
lot in that path. I think they've called for
Like a
13, so a
13.
back line. We'll get a time on
I-
this.
We're not going to
So
talk about
Libbus
how much.
facing 2 with his last rock here in the 4th, looking to get his 1 and make this a tie game.
Yeah, really important shot here for Jacob Libbus. He needs a better throw than his first. Last rock here of the 4th end.
In a room.
A little heavy.
Line's good.
Clean.
He's indicated it's a
Yep.
little heavy.
Straight. Straight. Clean.
Curl.
And the clean now, Michael Henricks on the curl.
Great
12-7.
movement by the sweepers on this. And a great
Great
shot by
shot,
Libbus
yeah.
as one.
Perfect weight control. I got 12-8.
13:44.
After 4, we're all knotted up at 1. Halfway point of the game.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I don't think we have a little break with our sponsors here. So while we're waiting, we'll give a little update around the rink.
I'm not gonna
So
lie.
on sheet
I'm really
3,
focused on
we
the
have
front
Team
page.
Weeb is up 5-2 over Team Guzgans. On our sheet, of course, Team
look
4 tied up 1-1 after at the
Thank you.
halfway point. On
Bouncing
sheet
from
5, the
the
other feature game
corner
that's
shoulder
on the live stream, there's Team Dunstone has the 4-2 lead over Team Schneider, and they are playing in the 4th end.
Okay, question for you.
Schneider with hammer.
If I go flat or
And
something, do you think it's more
finally, sheet 6, Team Botcher has the 2-1 lead over Team Hood from New Zealand, and they are playing the 4th end. Hood with a hammer.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
kinda
see
what I just-
great sponsors of the Aztec Safety Challenge here on the screen.
Yeah, I got no problem.
Without them, of
I
course,
just
this
think I'll
event
be a
wouldn't be
little bit
possible. And
less
what a
good
great
on
event
this
it's been,
time.
Brandon.
But I'll be.
Yeah, it's been
make up for it
fantastic.
with ability.
The everything that's, of course, we talked about this with the event, not only the sponsors, the organizing committee, all of the volunteers making this a world-class event, not just for the players, but of course all the fans watching, everybody that's here on the broadcasting crew to make this live stream happen. It's just fantastic coverage to make this just an excellent event.
Curl. Right slide.
So Pierce will take the hammer back here, playing end 5.
Over curling.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty
it's a little
conservative
bit-
first 4 ends overall, right? It's, they haven't been going crazy aggressive either
Shot
team.
Mike.
Like we anticipated that both teams again would be conservative with this sudden death game, do or die elimination. I anticipate, they'll mix it up here though in the back half, and we'll see lots of exciting shots.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh man.
And, kind of, just leads right into that, segues into it with Libbus throwing the center guard, going into it right in end number 5 here.
Deep.
Yeah, Pierce is
Come
going to come
down,
behind
mate.
us right away, and we will be game on for this end.
It's coming down.
Yeah, and this looks heavy. They definitely do not want to be behind the T line. Good non-sweep. That's
right.
Those are a personal favorite of mine. The good old non-sweep. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, it's heavy. We'll just cruise along by it here.
That's a nice break for the sweepers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's button.
I look forward to those breaks. They're probably a little better condition than I am, so maybe they don't need required as much. But
Yeah.
I don't see them using the benches as I would be out there, so I think that's
Well-
a safe assumption.
What we always joke about on my men's team, got plug for fellow commentators, been on a few events here. Scott Manor is the skip of our men's team. The joke is on our team that my broom heads never need replacement because they're always just so fresh with my elite sweeping.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna push it further forward.
Freeze
Just-
right down on top of that yellow.
Yeah, very nice shot. Of course, Chris, I'm just trying to be financially savvy and
That's
save
right.
us money
He's
with
gonna
the
push it
not
closer
needing
to
a
Carlton.
replacement broom head. It's just
Thinking
smart,
ahead
it's
of-
right.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, perfect positioning of these rocks so far in the 5th end, Great
Nice try.
freeze. We're looking for another freeze with
I thought that
Nicholas Umbach as second
Yeah,
rock
I agree.
with the outturn side.
Also, Zach bumped there.
And last night's game that we did with Crothers and Mount, we saw a lot of these ends where a lot of rocks came into the center like this. It's really interesting angles, and this is shaping up to be one of those ends.
Yeah, and the leads are just, they set the tone with setting up these ends so perfectly. We've seen that a couple ends when the leads don't get their rocks right in the prime position, then it completely changes the end plan. So those lead rocks, we often take them for granted just how precise they need to be. And there you have a great look at it.
Yeah,
Perfect angles and perfect freeze with hardly any separation.
At this point, I guess, Brandon, they're just jockeying for position and trying to get those angles where they feel they're in their favor.
14.
Yeah.
High 14s.
Yeah, and I think they're just going to keep freezing it out for, at least one more here. You might see Pierce with hammer. He's the one who does not want all of the congestion in the forefoot, so you might see him eventually try and play a peel or a run back, try and mix it up so he has the forefoot open, much to our chagrin. We want them to keep drawing.
Yep.
That's sometimes a great drill and something that we do, of course. We always have to put the plug into for our college teams. Chris and I, coaches for the local Lakeland College wrestlers. Big drills to do are, all those ones where you have that speed control so you are able to set up ends like this. It's so critical.
It really is when you look at the straight line, everything is touching the center line here.
Yeah. Everybody's, line delivery is just right on point.
It's like, yeah, but I can at least help.
And a lot of what the top teams do is they do drills where they aren't allowed to play hit weight shots. They're only allowed to play those touch shot, off weight shots and draws. Really helps you get a good understanding for the angles and making those precise freezes.
Yeah, and you've really seen that here this weekend. Again, this game with those nice control hits and keeping their rocks around and being able to maneuver them where they like. So
yeah.
And Pierce will elect to peel this top center, it looks like.
Yeah, and like Brent Pierce has, said, even if you roll to a corner guard, that is another good option too. I do like this. I don't think it's quite worth playing the run back. The angles aren't great for the run.
Whoa!
And Brent did not like that throw.
Still did get just a piece of it. To remove it.
Yeah, mission accomplished there.
That's right. And Libbus will look just to put this center guard back.
Yeah, and we can kind of see exactly off the angles. Anything on that red in the top 12 going onto that top yellow, all the yellows are going. So that is why Pierce is not playing a run back and is trying to just open it up for himself. He needs to make sure he's scoring a point here. Does not want to give up a steal because he has been controlling this game thus far.
Room.
He's looking for that halfway tight guard here.
Yeah, and this looks very tight. It looks
really does.
in.
Hear them want to retain that angle, but that will definitely change the complexion of that in front of that house.
Yeah, definitely not what Zachary Polyak wanted. The issue with that is, there might be a double up the front here on those two top 12. Of course, it goes onto the yellow, but they might be able to hang their shooter still just on the corner as we're looking at if they hit the right-hand side of that top 12 stone.
Pretty good.
Angles are still not great for Team Pierce. I think they are going to have to make a move on these rocks.
Although their top yellow looks like it is pretty welded in there now, the way those reds are lined up. So
yeah, and that's what Brent is looking at here, playing something off the high side on the right-hand side of that red. There's a good angle at all of the rocks in the house. It's a perfect picture on the left-right corner of the screen here. Listening to the players.
Control. Hold on. Jiggle these a bit.
Well, this is not going anywhere.
Well, we said to unlock this one from this one. Like bump this one to here.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's the thing is to stick it and get that out.
No, these aren't going to go out.
No. I don't think either one of them's going to go out
No.
if you play the weight. You play the weight to do it.
Yes.
All it's going to do is come back into this thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like kind of like a tap tap roll onto the ring over there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We got to make sure that one goes. That one, if doesn't stay, if that one can stay, we can
Why
get that
does
out.
the 4 have to go?
Well, if it doesn't, it doesn't count it. All we're gonna do is getting forced. We're just getting forced. I'm telling you right now. All we're gonna do is forced. We're gonna have two lame ducks in here, and he's gonna have 2 kickers.
Yeah, but it's still only seconds last shot.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just, like I don't. This one we could stay on with like maybe you threw like
I don't.
solid hack. Crazy.
I don't think so.
I just don't know if I want to screw around. That's all. You over curl with lightweight, all it's going to do is pound on this. And this is not going anywhere.
Yeah, but I don't think these are going very far. Like, you need a lot of weight to move these around.
Yeah, I know. Well, what are we throwing? What kind of weight do you
What do you like here, Chris?
Nothing's going to move.
Oh, I don't know,
tell you that
Brent.
right now. Nothing's going to move.
I'm going to save this one for the experts.
this-
It's good listening in to
Nothing's
their talk about it.
Yeah.
The way these angles are.
Well,
That's
they're
fine.
kind of conflicted too. I think they're both sold on playing the high side on the right-hand side of that red.
It is going into it. It is.
That's
Um,
fine though.
And
They're not-
trying
they're
to,
almost
key
here.
theme was
Yeah.
keeping their shooter in the
Control it,
rings
back
with
here.
this hit weight
But at
shot.
least when
But
you-
what they're divided on is playing, big weight, peel weight shot
I'm okay with that.
or control weight. I personally do like the control weight shot. Trying to leave more of your rocks around in
Can you
play.
get that 3 under there with any other weight? I don't think so.
The 3.
The problem with playing control though, which is what their concern is none of the reds are leaving the rings, which is the trouble with that.
Pick the top one. Oh, pick the 4. Well, just pick it. Yeah. I mean, what's he gonna do? He's gonna pound this. We might get forced. We might.
Yeah, and the force at this point,
It's the easiest shot. It's the easiest shot.
not a bad result. A lot of times when you see these ends
that.
play out, sometimes teams end up
Pick it.
playing
Show
a
you-
guard, which I don't like, and then they have to play a very difficult draw for 2.
Okay.
So it could guard and run scared here. That's another option.
Then that's fine. So just peel it out.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're a little wide and we end up picking the 3, not terrible, I guess.
Yeah, if you do pick the 3, you pick the 3, but try to pick this one thin. Okay, let's go, Matt. Go.
You heard Brent. Let's go. They're making a
Try to
play.
pick that second red one.
No, they are. The first call is picking the top one.
Okay.
I would like to see, instead of them clean pick, to see if they can get that other red behind going, and
they're
to
good.
just, it would be nice if they could get just the middle rattling around a little bit. I'd like to see them play, even if they do play with peel weight, to play it, 3/4, 2/3, to see if they can keep their shooter on the wing. That's always the key part in curling. A lot of times you see teams, they want to try and keep their shooter in a usable spot.
We'll pick that top one. We'll catch that back one
Yeah,
and just move
and a
it a
much
little bit.
better angle, to be honest.
Yeah, that yellow is in a pretty nice spot. The top yellow now.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and you heard some apologies
Mike.
there, but that's a great shot, actually. The angle's way better. Both reds can go flying out the rings right now with a nose hit on the top 8-foot red.
We're not there.
Yeah, like you say,
that?
that nose hit, I think
Yeah,
getting rid of yellows, right? So
yeah, very dangerous.
I don't think I love it. Like, you're guarding this, right?
I do personally kind of like the guard.
Well,
What do
yeah,
you like here, Chris?
Here, it's good, right?
I
It's
don't
ri-
see
no,
any great hit or draw options, to be honest.
Yeah, me
Guard.
neither.
You could throw another freeze into the pile.
I think you make this right now. Make the pick.
Alright. I'd kind of like it to be on Jake's first.
I think you make this.
We're looking at the pick now.
Do we just delay, throw a guard, and wait?
No, I honestly think you make this. If you throw a guard, he's probably
Well, you guard the 3, sorry. What does he throw? Okay.
he might tap or move stuff around. I don't know. I just think that doesn't. This helps us more picking.
Right?
Maybe.
If we pick this, we're just blanking, right? Which is okay, but I think it's a one guard.
Okay, that's what you're seeing. I'm good with it. I'm just, yeah.
I agree with Nathan
do it.
Moldberg. I do like
Yeah.
the guard. I like coming into the rings with Jacob Libbus's stones. Like they said, if you play the pick, you're likely playing a blank. There'd be a double left for
Guarding the red.
Team Brent Pierce, and then there'd be another double back for Team Libbus. So they're really trying to think ahead. They're kind of playing cat and mouse right now, but
Sure.
do
This
like
was
the guard
call
call.
you originally indicated. So
So you're agreeing with me, Chris, is
well,
what
you
you're
know,
trying to say.
it's in a roundabout way, maybe.
Deferring to a fellow assistant coach
That's
is
right.
always a good call.
That's right.
I like it.
So Team Libbus will look to put up the center guard that angled mess,
Line's
I guess you
good.
can call it in the
Yeah,
house there.
Room.
absolutely. Yeah, lots of rocks in play. First rock here,
Room.
and number 5 for Nathan Mulberg.
Room. Girl.
Zachary
curl,
Polyak
curl,
on the
curl,
curl.
Curl. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, right where they
Sweet.
wanted it, I think, there, Brandon.
No.
Yeah, very nice spot. And this forces Brent Pierce's hand to make a play. Again, it's Pierce who has to make the play here. He is the one with hammer. He's the one who's got to make this open up for himself to get a point. And so that's why I like that call from Libbus. I think even they can guard on their next one potentially. Because Team Pierce is the one going to have to make the play here with hammer.
I wish I could.
Another good look at it at the bottom right of the screen
Yeah.
here.
You like it?
Yeah, and Brent's looking at this straight run back.
Just off nose.
So should look quite a bit different after the shot.
Good.
Yeah, and you could potentially, you hit this perfectly, nose even a little bit high side. You could get all the reds going. Big shot here for Cody Johnston.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Heard an uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, it's still not a
It's not bad, actually.
terrible result. They did
Yellow's never leaving, so.
pick their shot
I
rock
mean, kind of
off the
different
button
way.
there, but
Yeah,
that yellow one is still stuck in there.
yeah, not ideal, not
Hit this one,
horrible.
It's blank, probably.
But the problem, of
Guard.
course, as we can see, is Libbus is shot
Yeah.
now, so they will be guarding.
Yeah, whatever you're seeing. Give it either. I just wanted to point that out.
What do you guys like? It's a lot to guard. Like he's got 2 rocks to hit, right?
Yeah, but if he hits
you
this
hit
one,
this-
this is difficult.
My damage, we probably peel it out, and it's a blank again. We go here.
I don't mind that actually.
Problem
You can
with
try to
that
pick it.
shot is then they can still
Probably
get
with
both of the top reds going, and then they'd have 3 yellows in the rings.
Yeah, that's good.
So I do like the guard, or either
hit
hitting
first.
that back 12-foot rock.
If you put it here, it's not bad.
What do you like here, Chris?
He's never scoring.
Yeah, you're
I think
kind of
he's
guarding,
gonna
guarding for your life, but like you said, you can't guard everything here. There's too many opportunities to either touch that top red one or the yellow one.
Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty good shape. So
Yeah, I think they just hit that one. I like that. I think keep it
yeah,
safe. He
your
hits that.
call
Let
there,
him
Brandon.
do it.
Looks like they are going to hit that.
I
one.
do like the guard. It's a more aggressive call, and there is an opportunity to potentially steal right now. I do like the hit as well. I do not like, the pick or the draw to the
Leaving
back
our
four
red in
that
the
they talked about.
I don't know. I think that leaves the red in the rings most of the time.
We go for this then?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, and like
back
we
four
talked
spot
about, that's the problem with that shot. It might look good, but Pierce just throws the red, yellow, red combination. All the reds go, and then you have 3 yellows to your lonely red in the back 4-foot.
I think what do you guard? Do you guard the 3 or do you guard the 2? So any
It's great to see.
sure
It's pretty hard to guard everything there. I think Brandon.
Hard to guard everything, but you can guard it like they said, biting the center line. You don't need to be super tight.
That's hard.
I do like that option.
I like
We'll
the
see
guard.
what they
Yeah,
are
I think
still
you guard
on.
the 3.
Okay, make it tight then. Put it here.
Yeah, he might play the round again, but
You can get rid of both reds in one shot, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we
let's-
talked
let's
about,
make
it
it.
can get rid of both reds.
Yep.
yeah. It's about where you had the last one.
Good discussion by Team Libbus here. Making sure everybody's on the same page and happy with this call.
And this is what I love, the aggressive call.
Shot here, we're on the hook for 2 regardless. Hard to force it.
Like they said, hitting that back 12 yellow, you're likely just having the blank all day.
All the reds. So I think we make it high. We take that away from it. Just on the second dot or a little pass. Give you 8 feet less so you guys can sweep a bit.
Important shot here to get this guard in the right spot here for Nathan Molberg, his second rock here of the 5th end. Lots of discussion in this end.
Line's good.
Line's a
Wait
little tighter.
only. Line's good.
Calling
Line's
halfway. Michael Henricks staying down.
Line's good. Line, curl a little. Curl, 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 curl,
Half
curl.
line just touching the center line.
Nice sweep,
Oh,
guys.
really nice guard.
17-1.
Yeah, nice placement.
Think Brent's
I'll
looking at
be
the hardback
interested.
here.
Yeah. Pretty predictable play from Team Pierce.
Shot.
Opportunity to sit 2 here if they can get everything moving. All these.
Yeah,
reds.
it's the exact same scenario, of course, that we'd had just earlier.
So yeah. Whoa, 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 curl.
A lot of ground to move here.
No, I think we just guarded again.
Yeah, and he is high side here. It has missed.
Just drives it by the
Guard?
outside.
Yes, so.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
they'll look to replace that guard again.
Yeah,
Same thing.
That was close to catching something on the way by,
it
Brent.
was. He was wide out of his hand, and it was a great sweep by Nicholas Umbach. He ended up close at the. I thought he was hitting, half rock or thinner, and he did get that moving. That shows you just how much they can do with the carve
Same.
on these rocks.
Yeah, that's whatever right.
Halfway, yeah.
So halfway, exact same spot, same distance. Don't want too tight to make that run back easy.
Yeah. That's right.
Line's good.
First rock here for Jacob Libbus and then number 5.
Oh, you can't be to it.
Oh, and yeah, they're calling
here?
to it heavy.
Yeah, this is looking like it's coming a little deeper
Try
than
for
they like.
nose then. Got a curl for nose. Curl, curl.
Gonna try to freeze it now. Bring it right to the nose.
Hard, you got a curl. Hard.
Yeah,
get
and that's
there.
the mistake.
Hey, Jake.
We'll see. We'll have a good look at the top of the house and see if they make the double on those top reds, if it hits the back yellow that's in the back 12, that would make a difference. I think it goes over the top, so I think there's a great look at it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
So,
it's a big opportunity for yellow to
Yeah.
possibly sit 3 with the right shot here.
Yeah, sit 3 to
Man, I suck. at guard.
to Team Libbus's 1. Of course, they won't be able to be shot stone after this rock. Oh.
Do you think they catch enough of that yellow possibly does come onto the back red one?
Yeah, it would be nice to get have just an overhead look to see. It's close. Yeah, there's the look.
Great shot there.
Yeah, really good shot. It is close, and it's hard to get that shot moving far enough because you're just gonna be hitting such little of the yellow with the spin. Just gotta throw some weight here. It'll be close. Big shot here for Brent Pierce.
Go!
He's throwing the heat.
Needs this one to curl up. Quite a
Yeah.
bit.
This is quite wide.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Drive the one red one
Pretty
out.
good.
That's a missed opportunity.
Oh, if you're Libbus here now, you've got some decision to make.
Yeah, and that's a big replay. I think Brent just tried to throw that too hard. He
That's a run back.
really
Too,
tried to give it a big extension and threw it out. Some good housekeeping by the teams there. Just went hit the bumper, of course. Some ice chips just flew.
With the guard here, it'd be pretty tough for Pierce to score more than one.
Just poked it out of here.
Yeah, I think the only shot if you make a guard would be, you know, it maybe have the yellow run back, which is not easy at that angle.
Do you potentially look at picking this yellow, or is that just too tough of an angle there, do you think, Brandon?
The tough thing with the pick, you'd have to pick it clean, and then there's still a double for 2.
Good point, yeah.
And if you don't pick it clean, then there's a wide open hit for 2. So I again, they've been playing the guard the whole end. You know, they're talking about the freeze tap, which is a good option, but it's again precise. Both shots, of course, are precise at this point,
Yeah,
obviously. But playing at this level, they're all very precise shots.
Let's listen into the team here. And
There, I know.
Yeah, they've talked about hair hive note, and they are deciding to tap. If they just freeze here, Chris, I think both they could get both reds going. Pierce with a nose hit. Yeah, it's a good call here. I like this.
Back 4.
So back
Back
for a wait. Probably looking for 14 seconds. 13.8. We'll get a time on this.
Okay.
Really big last shot here for Jacob Libbus in the 5th end to keep the pressure on Team Pierce. Looking for the freeze tap.
I'm good.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
And they're calling heavy of his hand. Again, a big extension on that release.
Curl. Really hard, curl.
for the tap
Look,
here.
you gotta go.
Yeah, and I got 13-2, so one more weight than he would have wanted.
Actually pretty good.
So it does leave a open hit for 2 for Pierce here.
Yeah, and that was just overthrown.
Not good. That's not good.
That's the only problem with that shot. They've been playing the guard the whole end. And they've really left the door open here.
It would have been crucial to sit 2 there and at least make him play the double for the 2, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So big shot here for Brent Pierce to, you know, really take some momentum in this game and take a stranglehold. A 2-point lead is really important, so wants to make sure he throws a good rock.
Yeah, the first deuce of the game here potentially. So
Last rock of the 5th end, opportunity for 2.
Yep. Hard. Whoa. Clean.
Just cleaning it in. This looks good.
Curl.
Way more
great
than
throw
bumper.
and roll right over to the 4.
Yeah, nice
or
shot.
the deuce.
Not way more, but more.
So 5 in the books, and Pierce takes a
Darn.
3-1 lead over Libbus.
Heavy.
Yeah, back and forth M for sure was cat and mouse, and Team Libbus was looking good for a force or potential steal. Just a slight miscue on Libbus's last, and Pierce took full advantage.
Okay, top 4.
Yeah.
Get a deuce back there.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 106.1 The Goat. Stay connected with MyLloydminsterNow.com.
Put death by rock and roll. 'Cause I'm alive.
Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
161. The goat.
Running like it's heavy. Running like
Weight's
it's heavy.
good.
Running like it's heavy right now. Stay with it. Stay with it, guys.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
Sort of that. Bit of room. Switch. Hard finish.
Yep.
Hard, keep going.
Welcome back to
Hard,
the
keep going.
Aztec Safety Challenge. Again, we've got Seaside Action, Team Pierce versus Team Libbus. Team Pierce just scoring a big 2 in the 5th end. And they're up 3-1 over Libbus. Libbus with hammer in end number 6. Some updates on the other sheets here. We have Team Weeb on sheet 3. Team Weeb with a 6-3 lead over Team Guzgins. They're playing end number 7. Team Guzgins with hammer. Sheet 5, the other feature live stream game. Team Dunstone has a 6-3 lead over Team Schneider. And on sheet 6, Team Botcher with a 3-2 lead over Team Hood from New Zealand.
A great slate of games here again tonight, Brandon.
Yeah, and they're all getting tight right down to the end here. Again, these are all elimination Seaside do or die games.
Shot.
So we're game on again this end. Libbus will look to freeze on top of this yellow rock sitting top 4.
Yeah, and again, the lead's just perfect setup so far this end as well. Big shot here from Michael Henricks, looking for that freeze. They set the angles up perfectly in the last end. I expect the same here.
Coming down.
A little bit heavy here, maybe.
You're close.
Hey,
Going T
We're
line.
good. Weight's good. We're okay. Weight's good. We got
gas bounce. No bounce. No bounce.
That just to prove me wrong, it just curls right in there.
Nice judge, boys. Stop, Mike.
Great weight.
14-7.
Yeah, 14-7. So yeah, that's still nice speed.
Oh.
From talking with some of the players, you know, they have noticed a big difference, brooms off versus keeping it clean on. The sweepers have a big impact on this ice, which is great, exactly what you want. But if you ever have brooms off, you know, the speed will come off quickly. It'll grab that fresh pebble, curl, and the speed will come right off.
Tight.
So yellow looking to put one down on top of this last little red rock.
This gripper.
Again, looking for a good angle here with Matthew McCready.
I'm not used to it.
We're to it.
Super's going hard to get this right on top of this red rock.
Guys.
In a great spot.
Yeah, perfect
That's a great
freeze
view
again.
there.
Yeah,
12.
great angles again by the front ends here. And you hear Matthew, you see Matthew McCready with the gunshots to his team. Poo poo. Beautiful angles, and again, going for the freeze again here. Even a slight tap.
Top 12, top 8.
It's been an even end. I think Libbus really like to score their 2 here.
Passed it.
Get back in this game. See what we can set up.
Straight.
Whoa. Keep it in the 8-foot.
Just change the angle on that a little bit and actually a pretty
Yeah,
good
no,
result.
Yeah, and a good plan B from Nathan Mulberg calling the game. They knew that was heavy. And got a good angle, and of course, nice to keep another red rock in play.
For real.
Pierce, you know, it's tough for him to ignore that. You know, they don't want to leave a lot. Yeah, and that is. He is going to address that red rock.
Be better there. Good throw, Zach.
Called for a bumper weight, so just a nice control.
Yeah.
About 11 seconds. Last shot here of the 6th end for Matthew McCready.
It's looking good coming down the ice.
Yeah, And Cody Johnston just on the curl here. Right on the nose, what they called. Yeah, nice shot.
Out of this, but makes you roll. It's pretty bad. See that? Roll for a corner. No, then you're in this. I think you're just a little off. Roll.
Yeah, I agree with this call. You can see the angles again, a good look at the house. Team Libbus is in some trouble here, so important to get that center line yellow off and, mix up the middle of the rings a little bit. This will, if they get, again, they can get all the yellows going. They hit this perfectly. They want to have access to their corners.
Just drove that by everything. Seen a few of these run backs tonight. They're just that fraction of an inch off. Not quite seen the result they're looking for.
He's thinking peel.
Yes.
He's thinking peel.
Yeah, and they really do want to connect on those for sure. Like we said, they want to be able to open it up and to be able to use their corner guard.
Why don't we hit and roll?
Sorry? Hit and roll.
Good look at the entire team Pierce here. Talking about the hit and roll. What do you like here, Chris? I do like the peel. That would almost guarantee, not giving up a multiple point end.
Yeah.
Guard is pretty juicy too.
Yeah, for sure. Or I think the best of both worlds, that hit and roll over to the center, maybe.
Yeah, best of both worlds. That the toughest shot out of all three options.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the most rewarding for sure.
We'll listen to Team Pierce here while they discuss this.
If we guard it, he's wasting rocks, right? To try to run it back.
Yeah.
Guard's probably pretty good.
I mean, deuce right now is really hard.
Yeah, but I think the guard makes it even more challenging because he has to move that back one. He has to run it back, right?
Okay, center guard.
Okay, guard. Yep. $15.
And they have landed on the guard here. I do like this call. Big shot here for Cody Johnston to keep the pressure on with this guard.
And once again, they've picked the call that you suggested, Brandon. So it almost feels like you're coaching in your coaching role at this point here.
Both are great calls. I like the peel. I did like this guard. It keeps the pressure on the team, and
pretty good.
In a really
the
good
house
spot
is
there.
then the house is sitting really good for Team Pierce currently.
Bottom's not green. A little deep. Not bad.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Double peel, it opens things up.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was thinking was through the hole.
That's pretty. That's too hard, I think.
Oof, that one is even a smaller truck that you can drive through. I don't know if that port is there. It is even, and it's a reverse stagger, of course.
Yeah, that looks like a very tough shot through.
Yeah, and to be honest, Chris, I'll be frank, I do not like this shot. If you ever miss, one of the yellows, you're in a ton of trouble. Of course, they're hoping to connect. I guess you do have a little bit of air on this. You could play the double peel if you're ever to get this a little thick and send it into the yellow that's in the top 12. You could do some damage and open up the rings for you.
Looks like they need, a little better than half of that rock. Almost just a bit off center. Almost where he's holding the broom. Well, they're taking a little more ice here now, so expecting a bit of curl.
Yeah, really important to connect on this run back for Team Libbus. They need to open up the scoring area for themselves right now because it is getting pretty shut down. Big shot here for Nathan Molberg.
Clean.
Not overthrowing this. A
Clean.
really nice
Whoa.
control way to it.
Yeah.
Curl. Curl, 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 curl.
What has he got?
It's good.
The peel on the top one.
Yeah,
Not a
that's
bad
a great
result.
shot. Oh,
Did roll that other red rock in too.
Shot.
So
that's a great result. Yeah. Great double peel. Opens it up and gets another red counter in the rings
Yeah, just fell
that
back on
Brent
you.
Pierce really can't afford to ignore.
Not bad.
There's lots of options for Team Libbus with that red one.
Might just be losing a little bit.
Yeah.
You're still up.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why Brent's saying it's no good if they leave it there is it leaves a double if they just nose that red.
right.
I roll like kind of right beside it.
My first thought was just peeling it out.
Roll away.
Yeah.
I think right out.
Yeah, roll away or like Brent said,
We don't want to leave
roll
it
it right out.
under
Really, they don't need
this.
the rock in
He's
there.
gonna
So
like this.
if anything, it can do
Or
more harm
here,
than
he
good.
can
I think.
Actually save the shooter.
Yeah, and I really like the thinking of Brent Pierce. You know, he's worried, of leaving a catcher on the side, even if they roll a little bit out. I don't think you need another yellow rock in play. They're thinking, leave another one in for a force, but that might leave potential options for Team Libbus.
Lead. Yep.
It's clean.
So just looking for the hit and roll out here.
Yeah. Good shot from Cody Johnston. That's got the job done. Oof.
Like ideally, you hit roll.
That's what I was.
Well,
Well, that was
If
what I was
you're
thinking.
red, you're on your second rock, and you got to generate 2, Brendan. What do you like here?
Yeah, they're talking about the hit and roll. We're listening to the players here.
Yeah.
Just a couple lines ago.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the hit and roll here. Love to just draw there, but forward here.
So they've settled on the draw, or they're hitting and rolling this.
Yeah, they're gonna hit and roll, try and roll low, and yeah, you don't want to be directly behind that yellow. Even, again, kind of that half, 3/4 buried kind of thing to not leave a combination for Brent Pierce up the center. I do like this call. I like this a little bit over the draw.
Yeah, it is the second shot rock too, so you're eliminating that and bringing your second rock into place.
Yeah, and I know this yellow rock is potentially a little bit of extra backing, but yeah, you kind of want to make sure again that that forfeit area is open for your own rocks.
Lead. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Looking for the roll here.
Yeah,
They will roll
on and
from the
off.
side.
Yeah, that's a
Shoot.
great shot. A little bit further.
Not quite buried,
Sweet.
but definitely tucked a corner in there.
Yeah, nice throw by Nathan. You knew he was close there on and off the whole way.
Pretty good.
Great shot on the overhead there.
Yeah.
Guess we're not going to stay, eh? Snow. Because if I ever wreck on that, that's really bad.
We're not staying for shot.
No.
Unless play it light and
Let's
bump
play
it
it.
back.
Yeah, I'm sure we could actually put it over.
But if
here.
we rip it out,
What's
he has
that?
to hit this. That yellow's staying there all day. The 7, or he's rolling out.
Everything's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it perfect. He might be able to get me in turn and smash it out. And
I'm
do
okay.
that.
I'm okay with him blanking this end.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. You just want to peel it out?
I think if we can peel it out, just peel it out.
This is probably the easiest shot. Eh?
If he wants to draw it back here, that's fine. We tap.
We could tap it with hack though, but it's risky, right?
It's risky, yeah.
Okay, it's just I don't know. We don't have to throw any more than really just firm normal.
Okay.
Just normal. Get solid normal.
Okay. Normal, like firm normal. Yeah.
Normal.
So they've settled on normal weight takeout. I think they're going to try keep their shooter on the side. Definitely don't want to rack on the front at all or anything. Again, the only
precise shot here. You can't see a whole lot of this red.
yeah, just about a half, if that.
Yes! Yes!
Yep.
And
Yep.
on it right away out of Brent Pierce's hand.
Yeah.
Lasombeck trying to hold the line.
Good.
A great brush there.
Very good
Just a clean
sweep.
pick.
Yeah. Nice shot by Brent Pierce. Great sweep by Humback.
Libbus looking at this hit and roll off the top one.
Yeah, and this is a good opportunity. He's not, I don't think he can sit two. He can definitely, of course, he'll be shot, but I think the yellow will still outcount. You can't throw quite enough weight, I don't think, to get that yellow going far enough and still stick your shooter, your red shooter on the side. I think they're just going to try and make, control weight hit first, sit first and third.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then hopefully they will have a double on their next shot. Brent Pierce will be playing a hit as well. Really important to keep the shooter on this. These are such underrated shots. They always talk about the key. Keep your shooter, keep your shooter.
Yeah, that's so true.
And that's why the weight control so...
Rocks really add up when you keep them around on those hits, right? So
yeah, and they've called right off on this.
One hard on the sweep. So let's stick around. Will not, unfortunately, just rolls out.
Oh,
yeah, a little more
So a bit of a missed opportunity there. Needed to curl up just a little bit more.
Yeah, and they were right off of his hand, and they had Michael Henricks on the
so close.
on the carve to get it to curl.
Not heavy,
Just
or
not quite enough.
I'm just talking about if it was a little heavy there. I don't know. The weight was seemed pretty good, didn't it, Brandon?
Yeah, maybe marginally heavy. I didn't hear what kind of weight they're looking at hog to hog.
Boardish.
You only did need to throw maybe a 10-second hit there. You didn't need to throw much weight at all.
That is a heavy.
Yeah, and there you did hear it confirmed. That was heavy. Yeah,
Pierce
so
with the chance to hit this and sit two and put the force on Libbus.
yeah, just needs to stick around anywhere in the ring.
Me neither.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Whoa! 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 Go!
Matthew McCready trying to get to curl over to stick around.
Out there. And it will.
And just doesn't want to group them for a double and a blank.
No blank, I don't think.
We'll see if they take it on. I do think there is a blank.
I think there it is too, Brandon. I think you hit that top one and get enough weight, you might spin up out of there. Right?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Hey?
But I think they might give it a go, because the double, even if you get a single, of course, you're playing for one anyways, so
yeah,
the blank is there. I think they'll give this a go. Jacob Libbus seems to enjoy, playing these upweight shots. There's a couple ways I think he could play this. I think he could play it thick, get both and then roll up and out of the rings, and he could get it thin and scoot his shooter out the back. So,
but that's pretty tough. I mean, he's basically
trying to go through the hole.
yeah, and you heard Team Pierce say that they think that trying to go through the hole here.
I think you can make a double like hitting like three.
You could.
3/4 was.
Final stone for Jacob Libbus, and then number 6 looking for the blank.
Hard!
On it early.
All the way, hard, 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 hard.
And he will just stick it there. Great attempt. But Libbus will take his one, so Pierce will take the hammer back, leading 3-2 after 6.
Sorry, it's a little tight.
Yep.
Come on. What was it?
Sure, let's get a
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah, let's do it.
Where's the funniest fucking here than half slow booster? The faster we play, the more it's going to solve issues. Let's not fall into their trap.
Yeah, let's do that. Dude, it's devastating. Blank, score, 4.
Yeah, so we'll take an opportunity to thank the sponsors of the Astec Safety Challenge. Big shout out to all the sponsors.
We've got Boundary Ford, Lloydminster Agriculture Exhibition Association, Players Tour, Canadian Angus, the Lloydminster Curling Club, Click Before You Dig, RL Electric,
Fountain Tire, Excel Insurance Lloydminster Limited, the Tenkais, Industrial Scientific, Musgrave Agency, and the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression Limited.
You can be high. You can be high.
So 7th end action here. A really big
we're going high.
4th for Team Pierce.
Line's okay for high. You're over. Yeah, you can.
And they're up 3-2, of course, with Hammer. Really important here. They definitely do not want to give up a steal this end.
18-5.
Single here is an okay result, but ideally they'd be looking for the blank here. Keep that Hammer going into the 8th end with a single point advantage.
Yeah, that one up with Hammer is a huge advantage, right?
Yeah.
And again, we'll give a little update
really
through the rest of the
Like
games
perfect,
on
like
this
just
night draw at the Astec Safety Challenge in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Line's good.
It's Team Weeb from Manitoba with a 6-4 lead over Team Guzgans. Team Weeb does have the Hammer in the final and 8th end.
Yeah, it's out there wide.
On sheet 5, the other feature live stream game, it is Team Dunstone with a 6-4 lead over Team Schneider. Team Dunstone with the Hammer playing N7. And on sheet 6, it is Team Botcher with a 5-2 lead over Team Hood from New Zealand. And they are currently playing the 7th end, Team Hood with Hammer.
You're getting off easy tonight, Brandon. There's no game on sheet 7, so you don't have to strain your eyes all the way over there.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I still, I like the compliments I was getting about my eyesight last night. That was making my days, so.
When you can. Look, okay.
So looking to sink one in behind this red guard, or just another tight guard, it looks like.
I think another tight guard, and I do like that. They will really want to go hard for the force and even a potential steal.
Look like a pixie.
Like same weight as a line. Yeah.
2 center guards, very important. And of course, they're in that typical no-tick zone, right on the center line there. So Team Pierce is looking to just draw, loop another one around. Going top 8, top 4.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Top 8, Fred. Top 8.
They're going to want this in a little bit better spot. That first lead rock from Nicholas Umbach, just a little bit too deep behind the T line.
Stay with it. Line's good. Line's
Looking
good.
for this one to maybe just bite the button there.
Top 4.
Yeah,
Top 4.
even top 8, top 4. Yeah, just don't want it deep.
Every inch.
That's a nice spot.
Really good spot there.
Yeah.
Stop it. 3 feet.
Totally buried behind those 2 tough center guards.
Yeah, and the problem, the deeper and it's important for anybody, of course, young people, of course, like they say, the young people watching, the deeper that those rocks go, the easier it is for the players to tap those behind the tee line, and then the advantage goes to the other team again. So you really want to keep those in front of the tee line. The air on those misses is top 8, not being, top button or tee line.
T. Girl. Back 4. T. T.
Hard.
T. Back 4.
Team Libbus look to follow this
Back
down.
4.
Hard. Keep going. Hard.
Just tap it here a bit and roll in front of the other.
Nice shot, Zach.
Yeah, very nice shot. Again, just like we talked about, got that yellow behind the tee line.
Sweet.
And now, Team Pierce says very predictable that they're going to start peeling. Looks like they're going to give the double peel a go. There's quite a bit of separation between these 2 guards, so it is a very difficult shot.
Like it's just so draining. Just standing there.
And he's just got the single. It's a good shot.
Shoot. Kind of hung there a little.
Rogue.
Full top 4.
So Libbus looking to come around that now and put one
Battery.
top 4.
Seems weird.
Nice call.
Turn.
I actually do like the guard, Chris. I'm not gonna lie. I like playing that can mouse game a little bit longer. Again, just coming in too early. Sometimes you leave those run backs and then the end is over. We'll see how this pans out. Of course, if you make this perfect, I look silly, but yeah, sometimes you just want to delay those a little bit more to allow those clearing shots later on in the end. I don't mind this call. I just like the guard a little bit better.
This is light to me. That's light to me. You gotta go.
They were looking
Gotta go. We gotta go.
a little light, but calling this to be in the 4 foot.
Yeah, and Michael Heinrich's on it to get the curl and for distance. You can see too on the angle on the broom. He's got it on less of a knifing angle, more on that straight, 45-degree angle to make sure that, you're getting distance. When you have it at that knifing angle, you're more looking for that curl. So because his light, he's trying to drag it for speed and get to curl at the same time.
Something happened.
Did leave his red one exposed out there, but looks like he's going to play on these top ones.
Yeah, big peel shot here. Important shot here for Matthew McCready, his second shot of the 7th end.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Yep. It's close. You got it. You got it.
Roll it. Roll it.
Real nice shot.
That's good.
Yeah,
Great shot, Matt.
we'll make the double peel. Won't quite remove that top red one, but it rolls way off to the side where it can't be utilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this has really been an entertaining game so far. Seeing, a lot of these young players, of course, there's the one more seasoned veteran with Brent Pierce leading the helm for the BC unit, but it's been really cool so far seeing these young players and their talent so far in this draw. What have you thought about these young players?
Absolutely, yeah.
They're definitely...
These guys can really throw, these young guys, and a little mentorship. You look at Team BC and some young guys alongside the veteran there, Brent Pierce. And
yeah, and what I find most interesting is to see the contrast between the two teams with, of course, Team Libbus is, 4 young guys, and then Team Pierce has, the 3 young guys in front of Team Pierce. You see it both ways, those young teams that are all together, and then you see sometimes the teams where you've got that more seasoned veteran leading the team. And both, of course, you can see just by watching this game, either, you can make either way work for a successful formula for a great team that, ends up winning and being very competitive.
Line's good.
Line's tight. Line's tight early.
Line's good. Line's good. Got to curl if you're high. Curl if you can. Curl, 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 curl. That's good. Good sweep.
put up a very high center guard there, but it will force Pierce to deal with it.
Quarter of a rock.
And that was less than the last card I threw. With the last card I threw, you guys struck.
Yeah, so he's just again called the peel here. With Cody Johnston as first rock of the 7th end.
Libbus, of course, hoping for either the steal or the force this end.
Clean, 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 clean.
The straight peel successful. Oh, almost cut their own yellow on the way back.
Yeah, and Brent Pierce was having a good look at that. He was calling it straight, and if they caught that, they could have got their another yellow in the rings. Another dangerous, a counter that could have went in there just a hair thinner. There's a good replay. Oh, yeah, just over the top.
A little body English there, trying to will that into hitting it, Brandon.
Absolutely. Yeah, what do you like here, Chris? I think, they still got to keep playing out this guard.
Yeah, I think at this point you're kind of all in for this steal or force. So putting up the guard and forcing Brent to deal with it. At some point he's going to have to come around there and try to be shot rock. So I like it.
Yeah, and it's hard to see where the yellows are in relation, but I don't even think there's a double,
No, they look pretty even from here, I think.
Yeah, and the tough thing is it's not a great steal situation. That rock is kind of off to the side, and Team Pierce does have the full button available to them. So we'll
Line's
see
good.
how this goes, if they're going to play a more aggressive shot to try and get
Line
another
good.
one in closer to the
Middle.
button area.
Okay, it's got a curl. Got a curl.
And just even talking about the experience, of course, reminder for everybody, you know, with Brent Pierce, you know, former Brier Canadian champion and world champion in 2000.
Sweet.
Definitely
15-5.
lots of experience. So he'll be clutch, you know, towards these later ends. And as we talked about, you know, with Team Jacob Libbus, you know, they've had an appearance already at the provincial championships, and they're already gunning and preparing for the Boston Pizza Cup, the Alberta provincial championships.
Yeah.
Looking for a peel here again.
Hard.
Sweeper's going hard on this to make sure they roll.
Oh, just got up out of that red one.
Yeah, good
So, very good
sweep by Nicholas Umbach.
I kind of think this is the shot.
Hmm.
I know. Well,
They're talking about the double and the force.
I could make that.
Yeah, so this is first skip
Then
rocks.
he hits and maybe we get a miss. And
So you can see on that overhead there is, it'd be pretty flat for a double, but they were talking about it being a
Very flat. Yeah, I
potential.
don't. Yeah.
down one.
Like you tap this here.
The
Yeah,
force
well,
here would
I
be a
think-
great result. I don't think there's really a steal here.
Well, if he plays this, I'm here. It's gone. It won't be gone if we're here, right?
Yeah, well, that's.
Well, yeah, I kind of got to be pretty perfect. Everybody. Yeah. And if he plays this, it goes into here, right? You got to almost line it up right there. I think.
What are you seeing, Chris?
Yeah, you know, I really like this call. You know, you gotta be a little more
Yeah.
aggressive, and I think as they're discussing,
If I end up here,
get one in the right spot, it might not be going anywhere. So
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if we're putting it here, it has to be right on
I do like eliminating a yellow rock.
here. You're always like his double's always going into this.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, I think
They're talking about freeze on that, you know, top four also. Again, that one's tough shot.
Okay, let's do it. Yep.
and I think
So
going T-line, right?
they're talking about the freeze tap now with T-line
Yeah.
weight.
Okay, D-line.
You like this call, Chris?
yeah, you know,
Tapping that red.
Seen this turn.
I don't personally. I don't love it. Like it just looks like an easy way to set up a double.
Shot.
yeah, you know, I think they're talking mostly about the angle of if they do attempt the double, what's going to happen to that
Yeah.
this rock in particular. So
14.
looking at that kit
Yeah.
first. So
Think?
yeah, we'll see where it ends up.
Yeah, they got to get the angle, and they were talking about that. They have to get the angle perfectly here. Really big shot here for Jacob Libbus. First rock of the seventh end. Seeing he's not heavy. Sweepers want to go.
Yeah.
Mine's good.
Be very precise on this angle here.
And I got a 15.
Go.
Is it really
Great
taking this
sweep
one
by
away.
the front end.
We
Yeah.
needed a curl the whole way. Oh.
Yeah, and you know that might leave a chance at a clean double here.
Not sure how much good that does. So.
Tough to tell if it jams in that yellow or not.
Yeah, they would. It definitely does jam on, of course, the yellow and the back four on the left side as we're looking at the picture at the bottom right of our screen. They could play it, you know, tick thin.
Throws what?
It's a pretty good shot there by Jacob Libbus. He got the angle so that it's not an easy double at all.
Goes like that. We draw against two again.
I think this is there.
Looks like yellow
Okay.
does still sit one. It's very close, but
Yeah, I agree. It does look like yellow is sitting one currently.
Or
This one,
trying to get 3.
Yeah, there's a great look at it. Thank you
If
to
you
the
try that.
guys
He's not,
giving us a good
Unless,
look.
unless we were
not
shot.
getting it out. He's just
Yeah, it looks like yellow just marginally, of course.
yeah.
Shot rock.
Weight was pretty
This back.
I was seeing the playing this hard with the intern and getting some of that forefoot again open. Team Pierce just needs to score a single here, right? They can't afford to give up a steal and lose, you know, all the momentum and the advantage they have of this game.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like the ideal situation, the blank's off the table now, so for sure would like to score that single.
Yeah, I was.
And you know what, Deuce still isn't out of the question here, maybe too. So.
A little too spinny, I think, but.
Here.
Well, I want to get it out.
Here's pretty good.
I want to get one of them out.
Here's pretty good.
Oh.
Here.
And while the Team Pierce is discussing their options here, we do have a final on sheet 3. It's Team Weeb with the 7-4 win over Team Guzgans. So they send Team Guzgans back to the Netherlands. And that is a seaside loss. So Team Weeb advances on through the seaside bracket.
Yeah, you almost could hit like
basically, I go here. He runs the double, and we can't get 2 anyway.
Team Botcher did just give up 2 to Hood on sheet 6, but they are up 1 coming home with Hammer, which is a pretty nice spot to be in.
Like I think if you're here.
Yeah, and then on the other game, in sheet 5, Team Dunstone with a 7-4 lead over Team Schneider.
Well, in order to get this
Schneider has Hammer coming home in the 8th end, but they are down 3 points.
It's right here. How do we get it up?
Yeah, lots.
If he stuffs it here.
Lots of conversation here.
I guess hopefully it doesn't go under there.
It wouldn't.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, it might.
It'd be very tough. Like you'd have.
It's basically going to be right here.
It'd be pretty tough to go on there. I mean, it's possible, but you'd have to hit it pretty thin to jack.
Looks like they're really just talking about either between the freeze or the blast with the intern.
I mean, you can even make. I don't think you can make a triple off that if I say it was here.
I don't think so. No. Well, ideally, second shot.
Really? And I think what he does is we go here. If we go here, he doubles this off and rolls right here. That's what I think he does.
I think right here's the shot.
I mean, what's wrong with right here? He goes like this. Okay, he's gonna make it.
No, if we're here, he's doing this double.
Yeah.
It'd be that one shot. With their other one sitting right up here. It'd be pretty tough for us to score.
We don't.
Well, where do you?
I think right here is pretty good.
I don't think that's good at all. I think it's too easy.
Why?
It's like 1/10 the time.
I was timing it.
He might not be.
Oh, thin, like. Oh man, that's hard though. It's pretty hard, but still might.
I mean, if we're here, it's pretty good.
Just throw it nose on the yellow and the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the button, or if it comes here, I don't think that's bad.
Let's just pause.
What if we throws right here?
Let's
If
call.
he throws there?
If I throws there.
Oh, that's tough.
I know it's tough, but is that you were talking about going here? But what if we went here?
They could probably have a special ice going.
Mind you, he might hammer that, then all of ours go, depending on how this lines up on there.
I don't think so.
You guys like this spot the best?
I think right here's good. Right here's not bad.
There's this girl.
Just no. We're just waiting for freaking.
We can cover any topic.
Right now, if he hits that, he's only in line.
I want to be out of here before
That's
eternity's over.
If we're here,
Like, let's get him.
we're here.
Eternity's in Africa. Tomorrow's
Not that bad. We are.
Yeah.
We're shot rock right now. Yeah, okay, I like this. I like kind of going here. I like going here. Don't you think? I like going here.
Yeah, lots of discussion here for sure.
Well, this one you can't count this one, right? You can't.
Here we go, counter.
Yeah, it's an important call here, so they want to make sure they get it right.
Well,
Here, let's time it now.
yeah, actually, that's true. He can make this. I said he can make it. Then we're punching to get to 2.
Make what? Not if we're here. He can't make it.
Oh no, not if we're here. Yeah.
Thank
you like
you.
that better.
Thank you.
Well, even if we're here, he can't make it. As
Yeah,
long
he
as
can't
we're-
make it.
as long as we're on the edge.
Okay. All right. Right here.
Yeah, but I think if it ends up here, it's not.
Here you go. Tired of talking.
I think they'd settled on that top 4 just left of the center line as we
Yeah.
had it on the screen.
And
here.
you could hear Brent say he's tired of talking about. They did have lots of discussion on this, so you'd think they'd be sold on what the call is.
That was.
Yeah, I don't mind.
That was
like
a little-
full 4. Yeah.
It's still not over. That guy, he's just saying that.
So I think, yeah, they've settled again. Yeah, just on going full top four. I think they're trying to set second shot. Important shot here. Placement has to be perfect here for Brent Pierce. His first shot of the 7th end.
What are they doing? Yeah, you timed the rock.
Mine's okay.
On top four early of his hand. That's what they're looking for.
Curl. Line's good. Line's good.
Sit 2 here.
Guys.
Got 14-5. Should be close.
This one across that center line, that top 4. It's a great spot. I think right where they wanted it.
If we play this, this is sticking around.
Yeah, it's a really good look at the angles there.
Because like if you make this double,
I think we're giving up points more than not.
yeah, so make that straight. You got the best chance of forcing with that. You throw us hard, half rock, and kick this out of here. Maybe a little thinner than half rock. This drags. These are gone. Maybe they have a double
Hard half rock. At least the shooters out of there.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Unless we can do something like this, but then he.
No, I like the other shot
I think
better.
this shot.
Yeah.
So he's gonna throw this.
So what are they looking to do here, Brandon?
This drag.
Yeah, they're looking at hitting, you know, a half rock or thinner on that top red in the forefoot. Of course, the back red behind the T line will get the yellow on the left as we're looking at it in the bottom right kind of picture there. And then they're looking at their red and the top 4 jumping across and getting the one top button. So it's kind of a raised double.
Unless he just like jackknives it sideways.
I kind of thought they'd play
This is the shot.
just a direct double off the yellow
At least
biting the top button.
to tie it up or.
Yeah. Peel.
It's a really big shot here for Jacob Libbus. Throwing peel weight. I wonder if they think they can get all 3 yellows. I don't think they goes there.
Yep.
Throwing it hard.
Going hard on this right away. See how many rocks we can move here. And they will eliminate 2 yellows, so a pretty good result.
Yeah.
They sit 2 currently.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the double goes right on the yellow.
Yeah,
I don't think it
I
does.
think it comes behind it, but it's tough to tell for sure. Pretty
Great.
good result there.
Yeah. Good look at the replay there. Nice shot by Jacob Libbus.
With enough weight to move that yellow almost straight sideways out of the house.
Yeah, and that was critical. If that one, you know, then of course this is potentially for a 3.
You don't have to throw hard, no?
I don't think we have to throw it hard.
If that's a little.
Yeah, and I agree. They definitely do not need to throw this hard. They essentially could throw just board weight. They just need to move those rocks out of the forefoot. They don't need to get them out of play.
Hopefully not leave a double for the 2 back, but
Yeah, this is the last rock of the end.
We got our 2 here. So yeah,
Christopher.
oh, thanks, Brandon.
whatever turn you want.
Yeah. I love it. Get after him.
I do think this is the shot. They're kind of talking between the in turn or the out turn. I'm sure both are there. I'm sure this is maybe just a preference on the turn.
The last one after, as soon as you guys.
Yeah, if they can avoid the jam and get both of these out of here, then their 2 will be.
Yeah, and it still is quite precise. Can't hit this too thin, of course. It'd be a steal. Can't over curl. It'd be a steal of 1 for Team Libbus. So big shot here for Pierce. Potential for 2 points.
Yeah, we were 2-3, I think. I think we were second. I don't know about third. We were definitely second, sorry.
Final stone here of the 7th end.
He's
Looking
looking
for
for
the
team.
double.
And he made it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
great shot. Yeah, nice sweep
Great
by the
sweep
front
there.
end there. Yeah.
So Pierce will take a 5-2 lead into the 8th end, but Libbus will have the hammer, looking for a big score here to tie it up.
Yeah, and I think we're commercial. Yeah, and we're just going to take a quick break to commercial. Oh, we're going to just thank our sponsors. Sorry. So thank you again. Big shout out to all the sponsors of the Astec Safety Challenge. We have cooperators Jason Arden and Associates, L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, 1061 The Goat, Strathcona Resources Limited, the presenting sponsor Wild Rose Pump and Compression,
Border Inn and Suites, T-Bar 1, Bex Construction, Synergy Credit Union, and Bandit Energy.
Yeah, thank you again to all the sponsors. Again, I'm Brandon Cookson here with Chris McQuaid. We're pleasure here to bring this very exciting seaside game with you. Again, just like all the games here, this is do or die elimination stuff, and we've got a couple exciting finishes. Team Pierce just with that big 2 score in the 7th end, and they've got a 3-point lead. So Libbus with hammer coming home down 3.
Line's good.
Action's really heating up here heading into the weekend. There's also another family-friendly event going on at the exhibition tomorrow from 10 to 10, and there's some live music here tonight at the rink. So lots going on. If you want to come down and you're in Lloydminster, go check out some curling action.
Yeah, and we can still see, of course, even just the MMP lounge is still just popping. Lots of people still staying up late here and watching all this great curling action. It's awesome to see.
Pierce puts their first one in, and Libbus will throw up the quarter, looking to generate their 3 and tie the game up here. Send it into extras.
Yeah, and they'll need to place these corner guards perfectly. They'll want to have good separation. I imagine they're... This looks
Gotta curl a little.
supposed to be in
Stay
it.
out, and it will. Barely.
Good.
Oof. Sigh of the relief for the front end there. You know, on this one, the next one, because that is so tight, they might throw the high guard over that corner guard on the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what their end plan was. They might have initially tried to think of playing 2 corner guards on the, opposite sides of the sheet.
Yeah, especially when you're looking to generate that 3, it's a little different strategy than when you're just looking for the 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like great. Yeah, it's like great.
Second shot here for Nicholas Umbach. Lead for Team Pierce.
It's good.
To line up these yellows perfectly.
Straight.
Looking to bump this straight back.
Straight. Go. Good. Great shot.
And will. Right to the button.
Yeah, very nice shot by Nicholas Umbach. Great placement again on his lead rocks. He's been a key player for Team Pierce throughout this game. He's gotten his rocks in great spots. And they are calling the corner, of course, to the other side. They will want this tight as well to not leave a double peel.
Even if you can.
And we've got a final on sheet 6. Team Botcher, lives on to play the next day. They come out with a 6-4 win over Team Hood from New Zealand. And on the other sheet
there, no opportunity for a double.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
It's so light.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you see teams do, especially because Team Pierce is up 3, they throw this third rock through the rings because you don't necessarily need another rock right now. You're already up 3, and these rocks can come up to bite you at the end of the day. Team Libbus can use this as a rock to bury around, so they have to be careful.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw last night with Team Mowat.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Not 12.
No.
Just tight.
Yep. Now. Yep.
And they're going for the curl at the end here, knifing it. Yeah, good spot.
Really lined up here.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a play on it now and look to roll under that second corner guard throwing.
Go.
And they've called just for medium weight, so I think that's code for their control weight. I would imagine large is probably
No,
big.
Oak Tree.
Small, medium,
I
large.
think that's fair.
No.
Every team sure has their own terminology when it comes to
Yes,
different
yeah.
weights. So
We hear it all the time. We hear smooth, we hear easy, medium.
Just a nice easy peel and hopefully roll and keep us around, which they will. And we're able to remove 2 there, so really nice result.
Yeah, the only other thing I didn't mind there, Chris, was actually just playing that shot with even less weight to keep those yellows around and just move them to the back of the house.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, keeping those that backing around, those catchers.
Yeah, because now this is that actually, like, although that looked good, there's a double peel here, and then there'll just be one corner guard. So I did like playing that with less weight and just moving those rocks behind the tee line.
Whoa! Yeah!
Some big look at this, looking for the double peel.
Yeah, big shot for Matt McCready.
Good boy, nice shot.
Executed perfectly.
Yeah, and one what this is, that's almost the game with that double peel. Now Team Libbus only has one corner guard. To me, that was a big strategic thing just with that last shot. They just need to play less weight and just move those rocks behind the tee line, just a back line weight shot.
Go ahead.
Believe they are calling to come in here.
Line's good.
Top 8. Top 8. Top.
Line's good.
Top.
My shot.
Top 4.
Line's bit of room.
Top 4.
Top 4 tee line.
4 weight. Long ways to move here. Yeah, they'll become quite deep there at the back of the 12-foot.
I can see it.
Yeah, one way, and the only like they need room for multiple rocks behind that one lonely guard, so that's okay. Of course, they're either gonna peel or they're just going for the one they can see a piece of in the 12-foot. Of course, the miss here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, I think we're on the same page. There.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
is not hitting anything at all.
Yes, of course. If they get the guard, that's just fine.
Straight! Straight! Curl! No.
Looks good.
It's got
Very
the
nice
back one.
shot. Yeah, great shot by Cody Johnston. And we've got another final on sheet 5. Team Dunstone came out with the win, ran Team Schneider out of rocks. So Team Dunstone advances on the C side here. Team Schneider sent home by Team Dunstone. So a couple great teams on the C side. We see
really
Team
is.
Botcher and Team Dunstone. Those are 2 of the top teams in the world and in Canada.
Yeah,
And
we
they'll
talked
be
about yesterday. There's no such thing as an easy event here. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be slugging it out on the C side tomorrow. Reminder that the B qualifier games go early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Well, it depends on your definition of early, Brandon. Some of us have been working for hours by 9, but if you're more of a sleep-in style, then maybe it could be early.
Oh, I am not. I love burning the midnight oil. I can be a night owl all day.
Straight peel.
Lots of great curling action down here again tomorrow.
We got a mile to curl here.
I don't mind playing at 9 a.m. Nothing wakes you up quite like being out on the rink with the cold air and the crisp ice.
Yeah, that is true. It's going to hang around, and it will just at the back of the 12-foot. Team Libbus down to 3 rocks remaining, plus their 1 in the house, and need to score 3 to stay alive here and force an extra end.
Yeah, and looks like
13, 9. I didn't know it was that heavy.
They will look to just peel that one that was just thrown again.
The same as that.
yeah, same throw for Cody Johnston as his first.
Whoa! Curl!
Clean.
Yeah, less?
Very nice throw again. Yeah. Great execution this end by Team Pierce. A beautiful double peel by Matt McCready. And then Nicholas Umbach, of course, got his rocks in great control positions. Just a textbook 8th end without hammer. Very great execution by the whole team. And just like we hear a lot on, on TV, Team Libbus running out of time and stones here.
Yeah,
They've
that's
only
right.
got 3 left.
Yeah. Gotta make all 3 of these count now.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
Line's good.
Bury this around their only remaining corner guard up there.
Line's a little tighter.
Line.
Line's fine.
Line's good.
Line's fine. Room. Room.
Line's good. Bit of room.
Jack,
Curl.
wrong.
Curl if you can.
Yeah, and speed is just holding up still
Wrong
great.
side
I've
to
got
be waiting.
14-1.
Keep going. Jack, keep going.
In a very similar spot here. The back of the 12-foot.
Yeah, and I think this is buried enough where Brent Pierce is going to play the peel. And yeah, he has ran up and put his broom down to peel the rock. He should have, of course, well, he will have a wide open hit on his next. Or sorry, I guess I should say should have because, peels aren't automatic, Chris, as we know.
That's right, yeah.
He's got to throw this good here. Concentration is key.
Yeah, no risk of a jam here, so just a nice clean peel and
Right.
they'll be in good shape.
Jam synced one.
Possible.
Yeah.
You just missed one where you can catch it. The other just has to be passed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. Probably in that order there.
It's Brent Pierce's first rock of the 8th end, up by 3 without hammer. Looking to peel this red stone just on the 4-foot line.
Yeah, and we haven't we missed an opportunity, but the classic backswing delivery. We don't see those very often.
I mentioned in one of his earlier peel attempts.
Yeah.
Very
Like
nice
just with
pinch away.
those high weight ones, he's still got a little bit of the swing, generates some more extra speed.
You don't see many of those anymore.
Yeah, I guess Glenn Howard still, tossing them up and down.
Jake, you probably hit it.
Kevin Cooey still got,
Cooey's got
the
that, yep.
classic backswing.
Hit it.
Okay. Whatever you think, guy. Board?
Yeah, and to Nathan Mulberg's point, they will need a miss here from Brent Pierce on his last. So just plain, board weight takeout.
Little light.
B.
When do you want to hit?
B. Curl.
Clean.
And a great shot right to the nose. Brent Pierce just needs to make either one of these red rocks go away and he'll secure the victory and move on through the C event.
And the sweepers are just going to do some house cleaning, make sure, of course, there's no debris. Just have a little, clean over that hit line. It's always good to make sure, of course, that's just good housekeeping practice.
It was a little. I thought it was a little colder earlier today. Like it's kind of. Maybe I'm just getting used to it. Yeah.
So numb.
Just throwing a normal weight takeout. Yeah, you don't want to throw this too quiet and give the rock away, but you want to throw a nice, firm, crisp hit weight here. Last stone, 8th end here for Brent Pierce.
Yep.
Just needs to make one go away.
Yep. Clean.
This looks
Clean.
good,
Keep it
Chris.
Yeah, really nice throw, and
Good.
Brent Pierce will secure the victory over
Makes the double even.
Libbus.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah, great game for Team Pierce. Of course, they advance on in the C side here. And Team Libbus, has been eliminated.
Okay.
And yeah, great action here tonight again.
Absolutely, another great day at the Astec Safety Challenge, and thanks for the great day here again, Brandon Cookson, alongside myself, Chris McQuibb.
Yeah, fun day, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks everybody for joining. We'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good
great
night.
night.
I got ran into you.
Great tour, but where's our man Brett?
I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby. There he is. Rescue mode. Putting out fires for these guys already.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. The Astec curling challenge, doing an audio test, seeing how much bleed from the band is getting into the headphone set. Cedric, can you hear any music that overs? But you can hear me clearly, or clearly enough. Yeah, so it's not a lot of bleed. A lot of bleed? There's not a lot of bleed. Yeah, so, okay, that's all we wanted to test.
A Lloydminster legend.
I lived them all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
1061, The GOAT.
Just like this.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success. All part of the journey, all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a Bonspiel, you've got to dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've got to dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.